Okay.
Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this game of Dungeons & Dragons. We are the Digital Dragons, and we are playing Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. I'm joined here by Elora.
Hi, my name is Trips, and I'm playing Elora.
And Vulwin.
Hi, I'm Ethan or Chaos Gemini, and I'm playing a Vulwin Agaragar.
Irilyssa.
Hi, I'm Jarard, and I'm evil by moonlight, and I'm playing Irilyssa Zenriel.
And then Tahko.
Hi, I'm Highwind, and I'm playing Tahko, Mood Killer.
And then finally, I'm Mordred, and I'm playing everything else.
Yeah.
Yay!
Alright, so who wants to give us a rundown of what happened last time? Don't all speak at once.
Trip does.
Yeah, I guess I do, since I doesn't remember. So we started the session, and we were in combat fighting the people who were trying to take over the election with fake violence, we later discover. It's complicated, but basically we take all of those guys out, and then we take one guy in as like the survivor. The election goes well in Goodmead. Then we immediately head back to Bryn Shander. Along the way, we find a polar bear that leads us to a dead dwarf. Don't know about that. We're not in Bryn Shander for very long, however, as we find that Danica, the half-elf that led us to finding the Twinga, is in really bad shape and needs help immediately, so we travel through the night with her back to Goodmead to perform the surgery on Danica using our survivor from the fight earlier. And that happens. I don't know what happened. And then something happened with Elora, where she went into her bottle for a little while and talked to her patron. But that's for later, probably. That's what happened. We ended at a really grim note, I feel like.
I mean, yeah, it was pretty grim.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. I should also mention that we don't have a Zach this time. Warbird is not here, although he is in chat. Naughty, naughty. Unable to make it this evening, so we are going to be playing on without him. And because I can't be bothered to change the entire template, I've just put a big white square in front of where he would usually be appearing. So, hi, Warbird. Sorry you're not here. Would be nice. Blame work. That seems entirely reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I remember, you were watching the surgery. Who was actually there? It was Irilyssa, Vulwin, and Zagrax, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then the transfer seemed to have succeeded. Thug's abdomen expanded as Danica's had shrunk down, and then right at the end, Nin had gone forwards with his silver knife, plunged it into the center of the extended abdomen, and that is where we ended.
Oh, that doesn't sound fun.
No, not at all. In the meantime...
He's a doctor. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, completely.
He's got a degree in this.
Maybe.
The degree of a degree.
Tahko, meanwhile, was getting rooms at the tavern and found that they were actually going to give rooms for free, and you can stay basically as long as you like. You are pretty much the heroes of Goodmead at this point. You are rather highly in repute here, for the moment anyway. And Elora, you were downstairs in the taverns, or maybe sucked into a separate dimension entirely for a time.
Yes.
So,
Awesome.
back at Nin's surgery, Nin has just plunged in his knife, and purplish juices, fluids, liquids, and all the other accoutrements that you might expect splurt outwards, covering the entire area around. Thug retches up a little bit, and then just falls back, his head slightly askew, his eyes completely sightless. And a little hand reaches out from the gash. And then another one joins it and starts pulling the wound apart. And then this head pops up. It's elongated, has a very large mouth, reptilian eyes look outwards, blinking once, twice. And it gives a bit of a rivet. and it starts to push itself outwards, its body getting larger and larger as it does, pulling, grasping outwards, looks around, sees... Who would be the closest to this point? Probably Nin.
I'm glad
Yeah,
I'm
Nin.
the furthest away.
Looks
We're
at
not
Nin.
there.
Yeah, I'm just on by a wall, observing all this. Probably moving my hand to my weapon at this point.
It licks its lips. And then I need you to roll initiative as it jumps at Nin.
Oh,
Well, like we said, he's a doctor. He'll be all right.
So what I've done here is actually an idea that we got during Ethan's game, where basically we have different zones of control rather than worrying exactly about distances. So if you're in the big black square near you, you're basically in near distance. If you're next to your opponent, then you're in hand-to-hand distance. And then the zone further away is considered distant, and then that's like 30 feet away. So hopefully we can just use this as a bit of a quicker mashup of combat without me having to create an entire map every single time, seeing as this is just the fight. So we've got Thug, who is currently dead on the table. We've got the blue creature having come out of the wound just above him. Nin's there in between the two, and then Danica having passed out completely on the other table. So where are you guys in relation to them?
Irilyssa would have been next to Danica.
Okay.
Yeah. Vulwin would have been on the side that would be close to the door near a wall.
Okay, go ahead and move you there.
Watching this.
So the building as a whole, you've got the practice back here. So that's where Nin's honey jars and everything like that are. Then over here is the waiting room with the various seats and magazines and stuff like that. The exit to the building is here. And then this is a door that you have not been through yet, so you don't know what's through that. And I'm going to bring up the... Where is it? That. Turn order. And then I'm going to delete everything. Unless he's already rolled, in which case I'm stupid. No. So go ahead and roll initiative.
Right, time to roll.
See the screen? Yes, you are. Good.
All right, 12. Not bad.
And then I'm going to go ahead and roll for you. Hopefully this makes sense. Yeah.
It's what I thought. No.
Actually, it's not. That's the wrong name. That's interesting.
It's not? Oh,
No.
okay.
I wonder why.
Moore's just like, it's not what you think.
Oh no! Well, I was like, I don't know what a baby thing like that is other than that, but...
No more Uzi babies.
Why not? Uzi babies are fun.
Uzi baby, tons of fun.
Nope.
Ah.
Uzi baby for everyone.
And just the lead up to this is that we've trekked all night. When we got back, we didn't even rest.
Nope.
So
Someone hasn't gone. That
Oh,
would be
yeah.
Zagrax, which I will be playing as. Bear with me.
Don't
You're
forget,
right.
he has for level 1 exhaustion.
yeah,
Oh,
level
yeah.
1 exhausted. That's right.
Yep.
How
It's
do you
such
roll
a
this
stability
play?
check.
Yeah, he can just turn around, open the doors, walk out, and be like, "I'm gonna go rest out here, guys. You got this."
All right.
So-
I'll be back later to take a nap.
Warbird, I know that you're watching. Are you able to actually like do battles and stuff? Do you have a character sheet in front of you and you can just tell us in chat what's going on? Because I'm totally okay to just move you around if that's the case.
That'd be amazing.
So this is how a new member joins the group.
Yeah,
Yes,
we just
welcome your new
recruited
party
Thug.
member.
Thug.
Yeah.
Yeah, reptilian Thug.
I mean, to be fair, the name still kind of fits.
Yeah.
He's just bursting on the scene.
Get out!
Oh my.
All right, well, Warboard's not replying, so I'm going to go ahead and just move Zagrax into close combat with the thing, and Zagrax is going to try and biff him with the battle axe. And hopefully this stuff's still set up, so one-handed. That is a 10 to hit, which is, I believe, a miss. It is indeed a miss, so woomph.
You're doing great, Zagrax.
Zagrax instead hammers his axe into the metal table the wooden table on which Thug is currently resting, biting quite deeply into the wood, and he has to put a leg up to pull the axe out again. And I've just realised we have no battle sounds, and that is unacceptable.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no! I
know.
forgot to install Sirenscape
Dun, dun,
on my
dun.
new computer.
Oh, you have a new machine. Nice.
No, I just have a new OS.
Ah.
It's not a new computer. I lied.
Well, I will do the blue creature's turn, and then I'll worry about the sound effects. So it is going to lunge towards whatever is nearest, which is going to be Zagrax. It's going to try to claw him first of all with one of these new distended hands with nails already starting to form. That is a 14 to hit. Zagrax's armor class is 18. That's a miss. And then he's going to have a bite. That's an 18 to hit. 18 hits 18. So you are going to take 14 points of piercing damage. Ouchies.
You're doing great, Zagrax.
And Zagrax is immediately just starting to tangle the things.
They grew up so fast.
Okay, that is the blue hatchling done. Over to you, Irilyssa.
She is going to use Sacred Flame on it.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to need you to make a wisdom save, please.
Wisdom save.
Ooh.
A 9.
Okay. So as you go to reach for the presence that's always there guiding you in everything that you do, you feel nothing. Just emptiness. And the power that you're trying to conjure forth from Saloon, your guiding presence, does not respond.
Okay.
Balloon harder.
No, Mom's bad. But in that case, was that my turn or?
I'll say you still have the bonus action if you want to use that.
Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing else. Okay, my power's out.
Okay, so Irilyssa stands there, wondering, I guess. Vulwin.
He has hardly a moment to figure out what's going on, and he draws his the dwarven short sword and moves forward towards this. And as he does, he's actually going to use the what he tried to do previously. He's going to use that bonus action to materialize a snowball and try to throw it at this thing.
Go for it.
All right, let's see if it hits. That's
the crit, which means
oh my gosh, that's a crit!
Yeah.
25.
You did the full thing. Nice.
It finally worked!
So, do you want to tell me what exactly that means?
Yes. So let me take a look at the snowball. On a critical hit, the target is blinded until the end of its next turn.
Okay. I'm going to need to look up what the heck that means.
Means you can't see.
Thanks.
It's a disadvantage.
Yeah.
For probably everything.
Yeah. Anything that requires sight, like any ability check or something that requires it.
Blinded creature can't see,
automatically
automatically fails. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. Attack rolls from the creature have disadvantage. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he throws the snowball in one hand, pulls out the short sword in the other, and then steps up to the creature.
Does
and
the
that's
snowball
his turn.
do damage as well?
Yes, it does. I'll click the damage. Let's see. I don't know what the -1 is. I'm guessing that's because it was using strength as damage. So it's actually 1d4, actually 2d4, plus...
-2.
It's not -2. I got messed up. So I'm just going to roll 2d4 for the crit.
Okay.
Yeah, your macro got messed up.
and then figure out. I don't think there's a negative to this, and I don't think there's a positive to this, because unless Dex is added to the ranged attack.
Okay, so you step forwards, pulling out your short sword with one hand, grabbing a handful of snow with the other, compressing it into a ball, and then throwing it as you stride forwards. You manage to get a direct hit, planting it right between the eyes of this frog creature, and the snow just splurges out on either side. And there must have been like shards of ice or something within the snowball itself, because you just see this blur of purple, and the snow itself starts to turn this icky purplish blue colour, and it starts clawing at its own eyes, trying to clear them.
Yeah. Move, Doc. It's coming after you.
I totally forgot to roll his initiative.
He's just going to stare menacingly at it.
I mean, that kind of is what he does.
At this point, it's probably just entertaining for him as it just flails around.
Just got a notepad out and just writing notes.
Yeah, also possible. Okay, so short sword.
But no, that's it. That's my action.
Okay, you're not attacking as a bonus action, or is that the bonus action to draw?
Oh, no, it's just part of the move, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, is that just a bonus action for that attack?
Yeah. No, I mean,
yeah, then...
I think the snowball is the main attack, then you have a bonus action, which is the offhand attack, right?
Yeah, but I'm not in close range before that happens.
Okay.
So, yep.
In that case, it is Nin. What do I have in your toolbox?
Actually, you know what? Real quick, I actually am reading it. It just says a bonus action. I can expend a charge to create the snowball in the hand and throw it. So I guess that is actually just a bonus?
Yep, that's the
Wow.
bonus.
So then I could actually attack with the short sword.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Cool. I will try that. And it's with advantage, because blinded.
Nice.
Yes, it is.
24 to hit.
That hits.
All right, 6 piercing damage.
Okay. So, stepping forwards even closer while this thing's trying to scramble the ice shards and snow out of its eyes, trying to clear the vision, you step forwards and just plunge your short sword into its side, and it recoils, not able to really see what's hurting it. It just knows that it feels pain.
All right, that is the end of my turn then.
Okay. Then, let's see, what does this do?
Don't forget the sound effects.
Yeah, I didn't quite get to it. Nin is going to clean his knife on his trousers and then use the blade to cut into his palm again, trickle a couple of beads of blood into his hand, stare at it intently for a moment, and you see steam and then smoke rising from it, and eventually it actually lights into fire. And he takes this ball of fire that he now has in his hand and just throws it at the creature. And he is going to use that. That is a 14 to hit, which hits. Does 11 points of damage. Damn.
Ooh.
Wow.
And then with that, he's going to start moving away. He doesn't want to get too close. Okay, Zagrax. What do I want to do with Zagrax? What magics do you have?
Smite.
Yeah, possibly Smite. You guys haven't rested yet, so he's a bit short on resources.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, he's a thing out of everything. Happy face.
Are you supposed to have 5 points of lay on hands, or are you supposed to have more? I don't know if that was updated.
He used some of them, I remember.
Yeah, Zach, just say more.
Oh, I have all of my spells, if that helps.
Yeah, it's
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
We're
cast.
Wow.
just, not aware of what's going on.
You have 10.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm gonna say you've got 5 left, so you're gonna use lay on hands for 5 healing, because I'm estimating here. And that is the action, I believe. So Zagrax Zagrax puts his hand on his chest. This illumination, this radiant glow appears out of it, and some of his wounds start to close up. And that's his turn done. We're back over to the hatchling, who is going to finally finish clearing... Wait, does the blindness last until the beginning of his turn or until the end?
Till the end.
Let me reread. The target is blinded until the end of its next turn.
Okay.
So it is blind during this turn.
So it's going to be still trying to like move the stuff out of his eyes, but he can hear you guys around. Zagrax in particular, big clanking monstrosity of a being compared to little old hatchling that you're totally bullying right now. And he's going to claw out at it, getting... No, disadvantage. Otherwise that would have been a crit.
Disadvantage.
That hits. Still.
Wow.
I'll take it.
Okay. That was at Zagrax, not Vulwin. That is 13 points of damage. Zagrax is down.
Wow.
Oh no.
And also needs to pass a con save.
Oh, we're going to need 2 kobolds, aren't we? That's okay. Maybe they're having a buy one, get one.
A buy one, get one on a human being. I guess they're not human.
Okay. So Zagrax is currently down.
For us.
And then it's going to bite towards the hand that stabbed him.
Makes sense.
And that's a 6 to hit, so I'm pretty sure that's a miss.
That's gonna miss. I'm gonna pull my hand away from that.
Okay, so Warbird's con save, by the way, was a 10, which was a fail. Although you guys wouldn't know that. Okay.
Doing great.
Irilyssa.
Oh, good.
I should also mention, your eyes, which have been so able to see everything, have suddenly gone dim. The lights have been turned down radically, which just enhances this feeling of isolation that you're feeling right now.
Very spooky.
Okay. She's gonna move forward and try and smack this thing with her mace.
Okay, go for it.
Cool.
And
Even with advantage.
a
That
10.
is a miss, unfortunately. So you stride forwards, doubt overwhelming you, and you half-heartedly lash out with the mace, and just not able to connect to anything.
Nope.
All right, Vulwin.
All right, so this thing's pretty freaky. As part of the move action in general, or interaction, I'm going to take out the second sword, and he's going to attack this thing again.
Okay, go for it.
So first attack, and with that, Irilyssa helping me out. 24 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
4 piercing damage, and I'm going to use my last thing of favored foe. So he's now a marked target for a minute, and it lets me deal on 1 hit during my turn an additional 1d4 damage.
Okay.
For an additional 4 points of damage.
Nice.
And the bonus action to swing with the second attack. Yeah, 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And 6 more piercing. Two stabs. He's trying to put this thing down. It's actually pretty freaky, honestly.
Okay,
Yeah.
so so you just start raining blows on this thing, and I just realized Nin's damage was actually reduced. How much did I do? Was it 12? 11. Should actually
11.
be 5. So not quite as badly hurt as I thought. So you do notice that Nin's fire, a lot of it seems to have just been put out by the liquids and fluids still pouring forth around where the hatchling is. Because he's basically still standing in his gaping wound in Thug while he's trying to bite and claw at you.
Mm-hmm. And Vulwin sees Zagrax go down, and he tries double time to get that thing's attention and just stabs into it.
Okay. And as you're doing that, it does seem to clear out the last of his eyes, blinks around at you, and his eyes narrow as he looks at you, and again.
No.
Good sound effect. I like that.
No.
All right,
No.
Nin. Nin, having seen Zagrax go down, is going to rush over to Zagrax's side. And he is going to start writing runes in his still bleeding hand, and then clamps that onto Zagrax's face, blood smearing on the front as he does so. And Nin takes an amazing amount of damage. Wounds suddenly stop popping up all over Nin's body. You see like the red starting to stain his white tunic as he starts to bleed from within. And Zagrax is healed to full health.
Oh,
As soon as
Oh
I remember
my.
what your full health is.
overdid it a little.
20. Yeah, ever so slightly. That's a way more powerful spell than I realised.
You know, that always been dangerous. It feels like.
Yeah, turns out that converting the petty evil rules to D&D, kind of interesting. The possibilities that you have.
Absolutely.
Alright, so yeah, Nin kneels down beside, the wounds popping open, Zagrax opens his eyes, takes a deep breath, and that's Nin's turn. And it's now Zagrax's turn, who is going to get up, still blinking, wipes a bit of the blood off of his forehead, sees that the hatchling is still there, and is going to strike down with the axe, trying to end this once and for all. And hits, that's an 11, does 9 points of damage. This thing is near death. He basically almost clove it in two. Some of the wounds that Vulwin had inflicted have now just like gouged away, and he's basically missing like an entire arm at this point. Although I missed something that was supposed to be that, so it actually doesn't change much, but that's fine. Okay, then it's the hatchling, who is having enough of this and is going to bite Vulwin this time. That is a 20 to hit.
That hits.
You take 16 points of piercing damage.
Oh my. Okay, so 12 of that is absorbed from the really high tireless roll from earlier, but that wakes him up quite a bit, and he's looking kind of bloody.
Okay. And then, as he does so, he tries to lash out with the claw just as Zagrax's battle axe comes down, taking the arm off. So the claw attack just completely fails to connect. He rolled a crit 1, so there you go. So he's now missing an arm completely, not just narratively, actually.
Zagrax always saving me.
Irilyssa.
Just gonna try and bonk it again.
Go for it.
Damage.
Classic bonk on the head.
That's it.
21. For
Nice.
8 bonk damage.
Okay. So you come in with the 8 bonk damage, and you try to biff away at it, and you notice as your blow strikes, some of the wounds immediately start to seal shut as your mace impacts. But he's still near death.
You're healing it.
It's just an effect I keep on forgetting to apply.
Oh, okay.
He's been doing this all along. I've been tracking it. I just forgot to vocalize it.
What?
Still very much near death, though. It's fine.
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay, Vulwin.
Here I was thinking hitting the skin was like just repairing it. It's like, please don't. I'm gonna strike again at it with Irilyssa at its side.
Okay.
So first attack advantage 25. That's a crit.
Wow, nat
That
20.
hits.
Wow. Okay.
And with that, I'm just going to say, how do you want to take this thing apart?
Honestly, I'll just its arm got taken off, and he's just gonna like take both swords and kind of like plunge into it, like knocking it over, like immediately onto the ground, kind of deal, like putting the full force into it.
Okay,
Kind of like tackles it.
You spring forwards with your 2 swords, plunging forwards in front of you. The hatchling goes over, Thug goes over, the table goes over, you go over, all clattering onto the ground with the force of this impact. And You guys might get up, but the hatchling definitely won't be. It is dead.
What the hell was that?
I am not aware. I have not come across such a being before. Most fascinating.
Owen's gonna push himself up off of this thing that he's just like face to face with at this point.
And Nin will come over, like kneeling down, and start prodding it with his knife. Curious.
One of these is inside of me, too.
Most likely. Probably in a smaller form, less developed. But yes.
And Danica will be okay.
She should recover. And with that, he rises to his feet again, makes his way over to Danica, and starts applying like bandages and things to Danica. And Danica, at this point, her eyes blink. She looks around, sees a thing on the floor. Go on.
She's going to try and do her best to maneuver so that she can't see it.
Okay. So looks over towards the ruined body of Thug with the chest just exploded.
So much better.
And just falls back again, completely unconscious.
I think that we should do our best to try and make sure that she doesn't know about this.
Vulwin's gonna stab it again for good measure. What the hell is this? Seriously, I've never seen something like this. It's like a kobold, but it's not.
I think it's a frog, says Zagrax. A really big frog, kinda scary.
Making no definitely didn't hear what you said about, making sure Danica doesn't hear about this.
Well, she passed back out, so.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she's out.
Because he totally doesn't know.
I will see to Danica's injuries and make sure she makes a full recovery. Now that it's out of her, that should be possible.
Good. Thanks, Zagrax. You helped me back there. You almost got a claw right into me.
Well, I went down, and then I wasn't down, so I got up. He was going for you, so I went for it. Nothing any other guard wouldn't do. So, what are we doing now? We still need to get this thing out of Irilyssa.
We got to travel for that. I think we should all rest for tonight. Elora and Tahko, they need to know about this.
Yes. Why don't the two of you stay here? I'll go get them.
As you say that, Zagrax doubles over in pain, his hand clamping to his side where the thing had clawed at him. Nin, catching the gesture, jumps over in a very un-Nin-like fashion, pulls the hand away from him, and then starts digging into the wound with his knife.
He just got back up.
And he will sit down again very soon if I do not tend to him.
What are you talking about?
He has been infected, most likely in a similar fashion to these two. He points with the knife to Irilyssa and Danica.
Isn't he a paladin?
I should be able to tend this. We caught it early, and with the studies that I am able to undertake with these two being here, I should be able to help him, but it will take some time.
Ah, shit, the damn thing bit me. Is it going to happen to me too?
He kind of glances at you. No. Looks back down at Zagrax and continues poking in him. Zagrax tries to push him away. He's like, "Ugh! Enough with the knife!"
Let me go get Tahko and Elora. We'll figure out what to do next. And,
Very well.
Or Irilyssa will leave.
And as Irilyssa goes, Nin is going to glance towards Vulwin and just say, "You should act quickly. I'll keep this one here for further observation, and I will attempt to wrest this thing out of your dragonborn friend. As I said, it will take some time.
Are you sure you can do it?
I can try."
Because if we end up leaving from here, just never mind. It's too much to think about. Do what you need to do.
And with that, he kind of just starts again poking at Zagrax, and Zagrax half-heartedly tries to push him away. So just to say, let's move on. He's going to keep Zagrax here, so Zagrax is effectively out of play. That worked really nicely, actually. So it is just you guys, and you make your way back over to Goodmead's Mead Hall, where you see a lantern on the table, and Tahko just walking back, like glancing around, looking to see where Elora is, as you guys walk in.
Am I still in my...
We'll say that it's like right at the end of the conversation with your patron, so in about 10 seconds' time, you'll pop out again.
Okay.
So we come in and it's just Tahko behind the bar.
Yeah, so,
Oh, no.
well, I mean, you still got the other patrons just kind of KO'd on the table here and there and everywhere, in a small group chatting quietly to each other, like it often happens at the end of a very heavy drinking session. And you look around, you see Elora's lantern, you don't see her, you see Tahko, then you look back again, Elora's just sitting at the table like nothing's happened.
And I was
Except
talking-
that her hair is
right.
now red.
Yes, her hair is red with like orange highlights, he said.
Yeah, Vulwin's barely like, "Hey Tahko, where's..." Oh,
Huh. You're,
probably covered in blood.
Yeah, so Vulwin, having been so close to the hatchling and having been fighting him, you probably are covered in like blue bits of blood,
Yeah.
and you've got an injury. or
I
two,
charged him
believe.
with both swords and fell on top of him. So like,
Yeah,
what color blood is this?
purple.
probably blue.
Purple.
Purple.
Okay. So
Well-
Vulwin's just got like purple blood splattered all over.
Actually, it's a mixture for you, Vulwin. It would be like patches of blue blood as well as purple, where Thug's red blood is
Gotcha.
mixed with the blue, which makes purple.
Oh,
Oh boy.
lovely.
We need to talk now.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Do we need privacy? Talk right now.
Datika's alive. Duke's dead. I don't know what the hell that was.
What was?
Calm
Come to the
down.
doctor's office. You can see it for yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
you rush out of the mead hall, going back to Nin's house. You don't even bother knocking, you just open the door and walk straight in. And there you find Nin, Danica, still on the metal table, the wooden table now having been righted, the manacles and Thug just like cast unceremoniously aside, with Zagrax lying on the table, Nin stabbing a knife into him, like twisting it, as Zagrax has a like a rag in his mouth he's biting on. And you just hear this strange "Urgh!" And then at Nin's feet is this strange blue frog-like creature, one of its arms having been completely torn off, but otherwise tongue like lolling out the side, wounds everywhere, and like you can basically see through him as his torso just has these two massive gashes in them.
What's wrong with Zagrax?
There's another one of those damn things in him. I don't know how. I guess it must have been because of the wound he was slashed down.
If you
So
look,
this
it's a-
thing
if you
was
look at the
born-
arms, it seems to have some kind of injector.
so
Injector.
this this creature was born and instantly seeded another one?
Or it's not the right word. It practically damn near exploded out of Thug.
Oh
And
my.
You do see like the ruins of Thug's chest, just bits everywhere. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh my.
This is
not
going
pleasant.
to be a plague.
Okay. So this frog is also in Zagrax.
A tadpole of some kind, perhaps. I should be able to dig it out, but it will take time and quiet.
Okay. Well, I'll leave you to that then.
Tadpole.
I guess.
So it's a frog. Do you think that this creature, whatever this was, could survive the cold?
I am
That's a good
unsure.
point.
Perhaps when the other one arrives, we can leave it out in the cold and test that theory.
Good.
Good.
All right. I'll leave you to your work. And I'll exit back to the waiting room.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Or just like look at you like good, like
Yes, good.
you just walk away, but he's just like, what?
Do you come into the waiting room as well?
Elora will.
Yeah, he needs quiet, so it's like, yeah, he's gonna leave.
Yeah, it's a little gory in there.
Yes, good. Because if, let's say, one of the towns has one of these infected in them, it bursts out and it cuts an entire tavern full of people, then it's going to have a chain reaction. The best thing that can happen is that these would freeze to death on the way to the next town, or else we're going to have an unstoppable plague.
Best thing that can happen is they're killed the moment they show up.
What kind of a frog is that powerful?
I
Can
don't
just
know.
inject itself?
Perhaps it's some kind of curse of the night. It's impossible to say. We just
Irilyssa, go ahead
deal-
and give me a nature check.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that.
Nature.
16.
So, in your reading back at Candlekeep, you have read stories and myths of various creatures, and you don't know any specific details, but you do know that there is a race which fits this description called Slard, and this being of a blue hue, you imagine it's probably a blue Slard, though you don't know anything more about it than that.
She'll relay that to the rest of the group.
Slot.
Okay.
What does that mean?
That means that that's all I know about them.
You don't know anything else? Whether or not they can survive the cold? Whether or not they're intelligent?
As awful as this might sound, Danica might know. Not that we can talk to her right now.
Wow.
Danica's lucky.
Yeah.
Very, very lucky.
There's also another problem.
What?
I don't feel the connection to my goddess anymore.
Well.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, just like pray harder or something, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that will work.
Well.
Good, good.
Well, what phase is the moon in? Maybe it's just a new moon? I don't know. Looks out at the it's actually probably like daytime now.
It's about 6 o'clock in the morning, probably.
So it doesn't matter anymore.
It's still dark.
Daytime
but
is still dark time,
It's
so
still
it's
dark.
like
Yeah.
But no, I'm going to say that it's cloudy because there was heavy snow, so you can't see.
I'm wondering if
But Irilyssa, being a priestess of Saloon, you would know, and it is not quite full moon. It's the one before full moon.
I give
okay.
us-
The gibbous, waning gibbous.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
If it's before a full moon, be a wax, wouldn't it?
I don't
Yes.
know.
Waxing because
Back-
waning is after the full moon.
Wax and gibbous are fairly easy to catch. It's the greasy gibbous you have to watch.
Yeah, right? Well, I hope that there are not too many inflicted with this then.
Yeah, if this had popped out of Danica back at Bryn Shander, that I don't even want to talk about what would have happened.
Especially in that tavern.
Yes.
And as you guys are talking in the waiting room, you hear footsteps in the doctor's office, then a clank as cabinets are like thrown open, and then the clank of glass containers, and you see Nin like pushing out a couple of jars, then grabs one of them, and has this pale amber liquid that swirls around inside it. He picks that up, then walks back into the surgery.
Well, I think he's going to be busy for a while. We have rooms at the inn
Yeah,
if we can sleep.
if.
We should all try.
Yeah, once all of this passes, we're just gonna probably fall asleep pretty easily. We've been traveling the whole night, and we're gonna travel more. So
I don't... Is sacrificing another life the only way we can go about this? Because is that really going to be okay with you and your life with your goddess, Irilyssa?
I don't. And she kind of just looks down and doesn't give you an answer.
If your goddess is going to abandon you at such an important time, then your goddess be damned. We'll keep you alive.
yeah, from my understanding, you're not gonna have much of a life with your goddess if you're dead.
It's true. But maybe it's not the goddess's choice either. It could be that thing.
Well, it doesn't matter which it is. Not really. It's the same effect at the end. We'll just have to try our best without Irylyssa's god.
No. I have faith that she'll see me through. I trust in her radiance.
Very well.
She's guided me this far. I hope that she can see me through. Let's all get some sleep.
Okay.
Okay.
If
I'm sorry.
if Danica wakes up, should one of us be here?
Oh.
Zagrax will be here. You can explain to her what happens.
Well, if she wakes up and sees somebody stabbing into Zagrax, I'm not sure she's gonna want to stick around. I'll stay.
Okay. Very
All
well.
right.
Okay, so Tahko, Elora, Irilyssa, you're all heading off to your rooms for sleep. Vulwin, are you going? What are you doing?
I'm gonna probably crash in the lobby.
Gonna
You'll
curl
stay
up on
there?
the couch.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably open the door, like look in for just a moment, and be like, if she wakes up and she's scared, just get us. I'm out right outside. She probably won't recognize you.
I'm sure her cries will wake you.
Probably. And yeah, he's gonna go. Yeah, toss down like a bedroll.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do
probably
notice at this point that Danica does seem to have been made a little more comfortable, like there's now a pillow behind her head. Blanket has been pulled up over her. She's still on the metal table, but Nin does seem to be carrying a bit. Zagrax seems to just be unconscious, and there are a couple of these jars of the amber liquid kind of around him at the moment. But Nin doesn't seem to be actively working on him currently.
Yeah, well, Poland just kind of looks like, don't take any of his organs now.
No promises.
He kind of narrows his eyes. Then I'll shut the door.
Okay. Okay, so you guys eventually do find reprieve for the night. You guys are very, 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 very tired. It's now being 6 o'clock in the morning, having basically been awake for 20-odd hours. Vulwin, you have a bit of difficulty falling asleep because you're just in the lobby of the doctor's office. You haven't been provided with blankets or anything like that, but you just pull up
I got my bedroll and blankets. That's all I got.
There you go. But you pull up like a couple of the chairs and then just like allow yourself to just rest across a couple of them. Tahko, you're out pretty much instantly. Don't seem to be that many issues. I mean, a couple of problems seem to be weighing on your mind, but that seems to make you sleep pretty quickly. Kind of same with Elora. Irilyssa, you toss and turn restlessly for what seems like hours and hours and hours. Eventually, you do feel the incoming embrace of sleep, and with that, I'm going to have a word with you.
Oh.
Alright, let me just get my notes. Okay, so you do eventually fall into the embrace of slumber, which for you is just darkness. Eventually, you do seem to come to consciousness. You look around, and everything is just black. Black as far as you can see. You rub your eyes to see if you're actually able to see. You put your hand in front of your face, and yes, you can see your hand. But everything else is just darkness. You are completely alone, completely isolated. Eventually,
Hello?
you feel a presence. A slight silvery glow appears in the distance.
I'm gonna try moving towards it.
Okay, you start walking towards the silvery glow, and every time it feels like you should be getting close again, it feels like it hasn't gotten any closer. It's there in the distance, tantalizing you.
She's gonna try and run harder.
Okay,
Or try and run.
you start running towards the glow. You run. You feel your legs starting to get tired. You feel your lungs almost coming to bursting, but you will do this. You are a priestess of Saloon, and this matters. This matters a lot. Eventually, you do make it to where the glow seems a little bit brighter. And under the glow, you do see a woman standing, silver hair glistening in the light of the moon above.
And she'll just go down to one knee and bow her head.
A voice rings out in your head, although the distance between you and the figure is still great. The voice is clear, crystal. You were supposed to be a light in the darkness. You captured a man on the wrong path, showed him kindness, led him towards a new life, and then murdered him. For what? Salvation? Do you have so little faith in me, child?
I'm sorry I was weak. Can you forgive me?
Forgiveness will depend on your actions. Words are cheap. Those who follow me must always be the guiding light in the darkness. Instead, you extinguished his. And with that, her visage fades. The glow darkens a little. But where she stood before, you see a little sapling, a little tree. And as you watch, curious, it grows, it gets bigger, starts to sprout a couple of extra leaves, branches come out from it. The leaves get bigger, the foliage really starting to encompass. And around it, more trees start to poke through, saplings start to poke through the ground. Leaves, branches, again, rising up above you. Soon, the entire area around you is just encircled by all of these trees. Some of the trees start to grow vines, the vines wrapping themselves around the tree, making their way down to the ground. The vines start working their way along the ground, towards you, snaking towards you dangerously. You try to step back, try to get away from them. The vines grasp at you, curling around your legs. You scream. And then you awaken.
And she just starts wringing her hands, sitting up in the bed.
Okay. Then I will bring us back to the rest. And you still feel impossibly alone. You still feel completely isolated, even though you can feel or hear the slight snores of your companions around you. It doesn't help. You still feel completely alone. And we're back.
Hello.
So as the faint glimmer of very, very rough twilight appears outside the window. No, in fact, you'd be sleeping through the day, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
As long as I can sleep, I will sleep.
You could still have the moon out during the day, so...
True. Is there a time that you particularly want to try and wake up for, or are you just going to sleep until you're done?
I'll sleep a good 7 hours at least.
I'll sleep until I hear a scream.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Sleep until the alarm goes off.
Mine goes
Yeah,
Zagrax screams, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
if Irilyssa wakes Elora up, that's different too. But
At some
I don't
point
know.
during your reprieve, you do hear voices and steps outside your room. You've got a room together as a group, sharing a room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The voices just wake you up momentarily, and then again you're back into sleep. And we'll just say that time passes, and then it's morning, so it's probably about 6 o'clock in the morning the day after. You've just slept however many hours that is, 12 hours. You guys were tired. You guys were really tired, and this is comfortable. They've given you a decent place to stay. You've got proper sheets, you've got proper blankets and pillows. It's warm. Faint sound of buzzing in the air, but then there always is. And actually, that kind of static, that background noise, kind of comforting in a way, and that does help put you to sleep eventually.
All right. I'll get up and get ready for the day.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
I'm not looking forward to going to the doctor's today.
No.
As a point, Irilyssa is going to do her normal prayers, even though she's not sure that anything will come of it.
Okay.
Mm.
You don't get an answer, but then you weren't really expecting one.
Nope.
How are you feeling, Irilyssa?
Alone.
I'm sorry. I did, after I got some sleep, I was thinking about it this morning. As you can see, I'm a little different now. I talked to someone, and they made me think of something. Maybe it will help the situation. She'll gesture towards her stomach. I don't know, though. He said that we were in an area before of goodness, but we had only scratched the surface, and that might help this situation in a way where we wouldn't be sacrificing other lives.
Who's he?
Had my patron. She'll gesture towards her lamp.
I thought you couldn't fit other people in there.
I didn't think so either.
Hmm.
I think it's his lamp, so he can go in there as he. Maybe not. He can go in there.
Okay.
But I was thinking, didn't you feel happy in that cave with the ice? I remember you said something like you felt at ease, like it was a place of good.
It was.
It's altar to Sylvanas.
Well, I don't really know a lot about that goddess. But would they be of any help? Do they have a connection with Saloon?
If that was some kind of god of healing or purity, they might. If we had a worshiper of them. Or if the god himself found favor with us.
Yeah. Wasn't something stuck in the ice?
Yes, there was a cup in there, I believe.
Maybe that would help?
Perhaps,
Maybe.
but it'd take a while to get to it.
It's not far. We can do that today.
Get an ice pick.
Yes.
I'm sure somebody has one around here.
Yeah. We're close enough to a lake. They're bound to have one.
But as we adventure further, I won't be able to rely on any of the gifts that Saloon gave. So I won't be able to give you my sight.
But at least
to protect you with my light, and I won't be able to cast spells.
You found no absolution with your god?
She is upset with me.
Huh. For what? You didn't do anything wrong?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
The man who was straying off the path and showed him kindness and then sacrificed him. And
Yes, that's not exactly a nice thing that we did.
We let him live and gave him a night to celebrate before he died. That's more courtesy than we showed his brethren, whose bodies we left in the snow.
Isn't it a little bit...
deserved to die for what they were going to do.
Perhaps just see the world differently.
Yes. I think that what we did was just as cruel, if not crueler, probably.
Well, we're about to do it possibly twice more, so...
That's why I'm saying maybe we should look at that cup thing. I don't know. At least even if it doesn't work, it's not like it's going to take us that much time, right? I don't want to have to sacrifice more people if we don't need to.
Okay.
No.
We should get a look at the cup. If anything, it might save us a trip.
Yeah.
She's like touching her hair this whole time.
Did you choose to make your hair red?
No, I didn't. She's like concerned.
Well, it would make you stand out in the snow more.
It's true.
True, I guess.
But it's a very threatening color. Hopefully.
Exactly. I don't want to be...
Assume you're poisonous.
Did you have plans to eat her?
No, but that's a common thing in nature. Perhaps creatures will avoid eating her, thinking that she's poisonous.
Maybe I'll be so lucky.
Well, let's go see the good doctor.
Zagrax?
Yes.
Yes.
Hopefully Vulwin got better sleep than I did.
Okay, so you guys make your way back over to Nin's practice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you knock on the door and it's just a couple of seconds this time before it's opened cautiously and then opened wider before you. And Nin, dressed once again in pristine white tunic, little lumps of some kind of leather armor showing underneath. And he opens the door, face expressionless as normal, gives you a very curt nod, turns, and then walks back to his general practice room, his office.
Morning, doctor.
He doesn't respond.
I'll walk in. How are our patients doing?
as you walk into the practice, the double doors which open to the surgery are open, and you do get a glance through, and now there are two temporary cots set up where the table and the operating table were previously. Both patients seem to be resting at ease. Danica doesn't look like she's woken up. She's still a little bit contorted, but looks to be comfortable. Zagrax just seems to be in a very deep sleep. You can't really see under because I got blankets and things like that, but there's a bit of a bulge where you can kind of see where there's a bandage having been tied together. And Nin just looks at you. They will survive.
Is
That's good.
are one of those things inside Zagrax now?
No. And with that, he kind of reaches down to the side of his desk, pulls open a drawer, and then pulls out a jar, which he puts on the table. This amber liquid again swirls around, and inside it you see the little tadpole swimming inside the liquid, which you guess to be honey.
Oh.
You kept it alive.
For study. It is a curiosity.
Good.
Hope it
Please
doesn't
study
hurt.
it well.
I intend to.
Doctor, I believe that these things are a race known as a slab.
It is
I
possible.
don't know if you've heard of them before, but that is all I know. I
I
briefly came across.
I have not encountered such things on my travels.
You've heard of them, though. What can you tell us about them?
I have not heard of them either. This is the first time a name has been placed to it. Sounds a bit better than Nin tadpoles.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, you're all saying this standing out like in the lobby between the doors. When you first walked in, you saw that Vulwin was actually still asleep in the in his bedroll. And as you guys continue to talk, he just kind of like takes it and pulls it up further and kind of turns over.
I'm so sorry, I forgot you were asleep there. Yeah.
No,
You
it's
just
okay.
walked
He
straight
kinda-
past him. Yeah.
He totally was though. He like grumbles a little bit as you're talking more, and then just like curls up.
Perfect. I know that feeling.
I have
There wasn't any screaming, so he just slept.
I have checked the half-elf's wounds. She does seem to be cleansed from the corruption within. The Dragonborn, I was able to extract this thing. It seems to have been the only one embedded within him. It will take him some time to recover, but both should.
Good.
That's good.
Do you have an idea of how long to recover?
Not at the moment. Every patient is different.
Okay.
All the more reason we should go to that cave because we have to wait for Zagrax anyway.
That's true. All right. We should
Oh,
be back.
wake up!
You just go like. I imagine you just going over and jumping on him.
just give him a swift kick.
No, I think
Honestly, you can't. He's like on like 4 or 5 like chairs like spread across those like put together as a makeshift bed.
Yeah, if it's office furniture for a doctor's office, it's probably harder than the stone packed snow.
Right?
No kidding, right?
You'd be better off sleeping on the floor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever one's more comfortable.
The floor is stone, so probably not.
Oh, that'd be cold. Yeah,
Probably the floor still, honestly.
yeah, right. No kidding.
Because yeah, the floor of the waiting room is stone. Nin's office is wood and like wood panelled, and then the surgery has this weird grating on the floor that you remember from before.
Yeah, not very comfy in there, I'm sure. All right, I can't sleep any longer. You guys keep talking too much.
Been over 12 hours.
Yeah, it could be another 12 for all I care at this point.
Well,
He gets up and he starts to roll everything up and get ready.
Yeah,
Okay.
Laura had some interesting advice that we're going to follow through on.
yes. Do you have an ice pick?
Yeah, I got something that could drill through ice.
Really? Perfect.
Because we're going to need to drill through a lot of ice today.
Yes.
That's the most normal thing I think we have done in a long time. Then.
In fact, we might want to grab a few picks. One for each of us.
Okay.
What exactly are you doing? I heard something about the ice, but bits and pieces.
Do you remember that location that was sacred?
Oh yeah, the one that you mentioned not to do anything with, and don't interrupt it, don't desecrate it.
We're going to go disturb it.
Oh,
Or maybe we can
that's some
communicate
kind of.
with the god, and we don't have to. But
Is this? I would say, is that some kind of like taboo or something?
Well, the cup that's in there might be able to somehow purge the slod in a non-deadly way for others.
One that would require us not to sacrifice someone.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping that the information is correct. But it's all we have, and we're here anyway till Zagrax is better.
Yeah.
And maybe...
I'm not going to get better if you keep being so noisy. You hear the creak
Okay.
of the cot from the room to the side as Zagrax tries to turn around, and you hear a, "Ugh, not that side."
Save your energy, Zagrax. Don't speak.
We
Just
know
in
what
general.
you're thinking.
Yeah, I'm sure he's thinking the same about us. Let's get going.
All right. So we're gonna, I guess, in the tavern. Did we see them selling any goods there, or?
Making in the tavern itself, no. But if you want to make an investigation roll to see if the town has stuff, you can do so.
Yeah, absolutely. Nope.
Yeah, what I could do is I could drill a couple holes in the ice around where the cup is, and then we could just,
17.
pry it out.
Well, we'd have to get down to it first.
Do you think?
Yeah, there's ways to do that.
How does a 17 strike you for investigation?
That is a pretty good roll. I'm just going to take a look to see what kind of services we can expect in Goodmead. Not many. So you don't find a general store per se, and mining is not one of the usual things here, nor is fishing really. It's mostly to do with the honey and the forest. But several of the loggers are still in town, and their big axes do look like they do some damage to ice. And considering your reputation in the town, they'd be happy to lend you a couple.
Yay.
Wonderful.
That'd be useful.
There was a shrine in that town. What? Was the Shrine of the Fire? Blades? Swords? Sorry.
Where is it? Let me just go back to Goodmead. I can never find the bloody towns in this list. There it is.
The Fireblade swords.
Shrine of the Flaming
Shrine of the
Sword.
Flaming Sword. I was totally
Oh.
wrong.
Good
Well,
one.
Hey, a
Flaming
flaming
sword.
sword might help us.
Yeah, it would cut through that ice real well.
So the Shrine of the Flaming
I
Sword,
don't-
you'll remember, is where the Irilyssa's funeral ceremony was held.
Okay. I think while Tahko goes to find axes or something, I don't actually know what Shrine of the... Elora doesn't know what the Shrine of the Flaming Sword is, but it's where the funeral rites were held, so she's going to ask somebody in there if they know anything about Sylvanas, because they're probably priests or something in her head.
Okay, as you approach the Shrine of the Flaming Sword,
If they like aren't and she's totally wrong, she's like, "Oh, sorry," and just like, I mean, it's in her head.
okay, so as you approach, the building is pretty clearly dilapidated and abandoned. The roof has actually got a couple
Okay.
of holes in it, and as you approach, a couple of crows take flight out of
Oh,
the hole, taking
there.
into the sky.
I clearly didn't look at the building.
It's scaly.
So it's a place of worship, and it's clearly held to be holy within Goodmead, but doesn't seem to be attended at the moment.
Okay, well then, never mind. She'll just come back. If no one's there.
No one's there, no.
Okay. Never mind.
Good idea, though.
Yeah. Okay. Did you find... We found some axes.
Yes.
Yeah, those will probably get destroyed in the process, or at least not be as good at cutting as they probably once were. So, but I got this thing. We should be able to make it easier on us. And he'll bring out an object that looks like a large like metal drill with like a hand crank. It's for anybody else it's an ice auger, like a fishing ice auger.
Oh, yeah. Well?
Yeah, I could drill a couple pilot holes into the ice, and then we could either heat it up with a torch or chip away at the stuff. It should make it easier to get to.
No torches. That's a good idea.
While Tahko and Elora are out, Irilyssa is going to start. She's going to go outside behind the doctor's office and start digging a shallow grave for Tug.
Okay.
That's nice of you.
No, I mean...
Yeah, I'm going to say for those of you that were in Nin's office, because I kind of forgot about Thug. So we had Danica and Zagrax on like temporary cots, and then Thug would have been on the surgery table.
He was still there?
Yeah. And it looks
Okay.
like some kind of autopsy was in the process of being performed.
Oh, okay. Ugh. All right.
This is Nin we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But, ugh. Ugh. Okay. So, yeah. You dig a shallow grave and plop his blown out remains in there, I assume, and then we all meet up to go pack some ice.
So are you actually... Let me just clarify here, Irilyssa. Are you just digging the grave and then just leaving it, or are you telling Nin there's a grave out there, or are you just stealing the body? Like, what are you doing?
She's going to ask Nin if he has completed whatever he needed Tug's body for.
Not as yet. I am still in the process of studying the exact process which underwent the corpse in question. If you give me until tomorrow, I can have it ready for burial.
And I've dug a shallow grave out back. He deserves at least a proper send-up.
That is your decision.
Well, I'm going to find the rest of my party.
Collect the corpse tomorrow, otherwise it will be disposed of in other means.
Alright.
Okay.
Everybody come back now, Nin is creepy.
Other means? Like what? Is he keeping it for soup
He's
stock?
gonna unhinge his
Oops,
jaw and
sorry.
eat it.
Yeah.
Ha!
Okay. All right.
Okay, so you guys gather in the mead hall, I guess, having collected a couple of axes. We'll say that you brought 3 wood axes with you.
Okay.
Elora, you make it back from the shrine. Irilyssa, you come back from having dug the grave, splattered with bits of mud. The ground here is frozen solid, like it's not quite permafrost, but it's pretty close at this point. So it was very difficult to even dig the shallow grave, but you do feel a lot better for having done it. But it's like a foot deep, if that. Okay, so what do you want to do?
Yeah. I mean, Elora will just report that she found nothing, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Well, we have enough axes. Irilyssa, you look like you've already been hacking away at ice or something.
Oh, I didn't realize I'd gotten so dirty. kind of just like dusts himself off.
Oh, don't worry, nobody's gonna judge you for it. As you look at Vulwin, who is like dried blood, like all over.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Ugh. Yeah.
Lovely.
Do any of you know prestidigitation?
No.
Oh, this, don't worry. I'll just I'll wash this off when we get the chance. It's already there.
Yeah, that's fine. It'll rub off with snow. Let's get going then.
Okay, so you make your way back into the woods outside Goodmead. Who's taking the lead on this?
Oh, Tahko, do you want to, or?
No,
I
I'll
moved
do
the
the
map.
perception.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Well,
process,
we
one
have been here
perception,
before.
one survival.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We've been this way before, so trying to retrack back to the cave.
Yeah.
See how it goes. 17. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I see everything.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, now it's not
Wow,
night
that's
anymore.
right.
We can actually see stuff.
Right?
Yeah, so the clouds have cleared. It is a bit of a brighter day, but as the clouds have cleared, it is bitingly cold. Some of the extra insulation has gone, and you can really feel the crisp air this morning. Vulwin, you're able to find the way back very easily. It takes you a little bit of a stumble to find the creek that you followed before, but as soon as you get that, it's just a straight shot. And Tahko, you are able to see through the gloom. You're not equipped with Irilyssa's high beam vision at the moment, but even so, you do notice two dark flecks up in the sky, silhouetted against the more intense darkness of the sky at the moment.
Two dark flecks in the sky. Okay. I'll point it out and say, I think there's something flying above us. So be wary of ambush.
Like above us.
Yeah, it could be a giant owl ready to pounce. Who knows?
The rest of you don't see anything. Tahko, you keep a cautious eye on the flyers as you're walking, and you do notice that they definitely seem to be keeping some kind of pace with your group as you're going. Every now and then you do lose sight of them because you're walking through a forest path, but every now and then the canopy separates. There's no leaves on the trees anyway, except for the spruces, and you still see the two flecks. And at one point, one of them gets closer, and you can get a much better look. It has this strange kind of grey texture to its skin. It has a humanoid form, and it does have wings. It is flapping wings, but it's very disjointed, very ungraceful, like it's struggling a little bit with the process of flight.
Huh. Okay. Are we still a decent ways away from the cavern?
Yeah,
For the
we'll say
cave?
that you're probably still 20 minutes away, maybe.
Okay. I think we should. I think we should put out our lanterns and try and sneak our way there, because we're definitely being followed.
Okay.
Well, it's so dark that we need the lanterns out, right?
I don't know. What time is it?
I mean, it's like, well, yeah. What time is it exactly?
It's
Do we
probably
absolutely need the lanterns right now, or?
It's probably about 9 o'clock in the morning. Remember that, like, even at the brightest,
That's
it's
true.
dim light because of
That's
the
true, that's
eternal
true.
winter.
Granted, but is it bright enough that we could navigate without lantern light?
Yes, I would say so.
Okay, then yeah, we're going to extinguish our lanterns and try and sneak towards the cave entrance and keeping underneath heavy trees.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay.
As you make your way through Tahko, for a moment you lose sight of one of the flyers. Just about the same time that one gets closer, and you're kind of looking around for the other one. You don't see it. You walk on for another 10 minutes or so, and then you notice at the top of one of the trees is a rather large figure You definitely wouldn't have seen it had you not critted that perception roll.
No.
It's there. It's sitting still as a statue. The tree sways very gently, but only in the wind. It doesn't have any impact from the creature, despite its size. The branch does sag a little bit with the weight of the thing, but it's just there, statue-like and intense. But you feel its head is following you very slowly as you walk past.
Great. What does it look like?
It looks like a statue of a bird. You've not seen anything like this before. You've let me think, from your background. No, you probably wouldn't.
All right, I'll point it out to the other two, but
Okay.
I don't know.
With Tahko's pointing it out, Elora, Vulwin, you've never seen anything like this before. Irilyssa, this is very similar to some of the statuary which were on some of the temples that you have passed through in the past, either in Waterdeep or in Candlekeep. You often see religious buildings have statues like this, like over the gutters or up on the roof, and you know that they're either called grotesques or gargoyles.
So, gargoyles out here.
It looks really out of place. Now it's like pointed out. Like, it's so still you wouldn't have noticed it just because it blends in with the trees behind. But yes, it's a big stone statue staring at you in the top of a tree.
Okay. I'll keep an eye on it, and I'll try and get us to... I'll ask Vulwin to take us around a route that'll lead us away from it.
Okay. Vulwin does give you a bit of a detour to get away from the creatures, and a couple of minutes later you see the two flecks in the sky again, moving away from you this time at some speed, going northeast.
Okay.
Hopefully they'll find food elsewhere before we're done. Well,
I don't know what that was. Weird.
yeah, hopefully we'll never have to know. But we're here.
This sounds crazy, but I think they're gargoyles.
Gargoyles?
Yes. They look similar to ones that I've seen in the House of the Moon in Waterdeep.
Maybe it's a sign from your god?
I doubt it.
Are they watching you? Keeping tabs? I don't know.
Or are they just monsters looking to eat?
Yeah, what are they? It's another thing I've never seen around here.
How much do I know about these?
Roll... Would this be nature? I'm going to say nature. Roll nature.
Yeah. How could something so heavy look like, it's hardly even out of the tree?
Okay, so they are very out of place here in Icewind. You haven't seen anything related to gargoyles in the towns that you have visited, as far as I remember. If I'm wrong on that, I will correct myself. You know that they tend to be guardians. They tend to be protecting something or someone.
Well, nothing that we've been out here would...
I think one of the towns does have something to do with gargoyles, but I don't remember which one.
Was it Caer Dineval?
I don't think so. Because one of them was built by dwarves.
Tourmaline.
Is that one built by dwarves?
No, Tourmaline's wyverns.
Oh, yeah.
One of them does, but I don't think you've been there. Otherwise, I probably would have mentioned it.
Well, they're usually protectors of something or someone.
Well, I guess we weren't a threat since they left.
Or we just managed to lose their prying eyes.
Maybe they're just protecting us. That'd be great, right? That'd be a change of pace.
I'd rather them not be staring at me.
Well, stop looking at him.
I'd rather them be staring
well,
than attacking.
Yes.
Yeah.
They let us be. They let us be, so we might as well let them be too.
Fair enough.
Okay, so in time you see the familiar 3 entrances to the cavern, the cavern complex that you had previously been to.
All right.
Okay.
On the way up, is there any sign of life on the new snow that's appeared? Has anything moved in to eat on the innumerable corpses that are in there?
It's charbroiled now. One of them.
Roll survival.
Okay. Blung. 16.
Doesn't seem to have been affected in any way.
Okay. Hey, the fire's already going for us.
Yeah, there is no fire this time.
Yeah.
Let's just follow the stream.
Yeah, we'll just follow the stream in then. So
Yeah.
way over here. Oop. And once we're back inside, we'll go ahead and light up the lanterns again.
Okay.
Absolutely, because we'll have to see in here. It's kind of dark now.
Yeah.
Irilyssa,
Mhm.
I should have my hit points back up.
Oh yeah.
I'm not half dead anymore. Yeah.
Yes, you've all had a full rest, so you were able to regain some strength. Okay, so what are you doing now that you are back here? I guess you're following the stream. We'll say that you're all over there.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Like I said, we'll light up the lanterns and then head on in.
Okay.
Yep.
Go for it.
I need a little bit of light from my lantern. I can't see. Elora, help!
I can't see either. Oh, there we go. I didn't know where we were.
Yeah, honestly, Vulwin's feeling pretty happy about deciding not to wash his clothes with the blood last night, because honestly, it's so cold today that it would be very bad.
Yeah.
Well,
So
Elora
who's-
can lead the way.
Who's leading? Who's putting lanterns on? Vulwin.
I will.
I can't see anyone but myself.
Yeah. Give me a
Oh,
second.
I
pray
can see-
harder! Pray harder!
I mean, Elora will
Oh, yeah.
offer to lead the way since she can, see 60 feet of darkness. If
Yeah.
nobody else wants to.
Wait,
Please
what?
lead the way.
I'll lead the
Yes.
way. Okay. La 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 la.
Bum, bum.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum,
Ah.
bum.
Well, you all think this is a good idea then? Last time we were here, you said this kind of stuff was a bad idea.
Well, I think
Tahko, come on, move.
What?
maybe we should appeal our senses to the area before we start.
Sure.
Maybe you look around. Okay, gotcha.
I said writing the grave was bad. And disturbing that area is bad. So long as we don't actually destroy or desecrate it, it might be okay to take that whatever's in the ice.
Yeah, it was specifically the tomb that you were warned about.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
There
true.
was that. Yep.
The pond you just had a really good feeling about. The two of you who were clerical in nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boo.
Oh, Laura got there. I don't know how you...
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Oh,
Yeah, you still look like you're right here, but
Yeah, mine's still updating, so
Oh, sorry.
yeah. Bring us there. Well, we're at the ice.
yeah, just go
Okay.
ahead and port yourself over.
Yeah.
okay.
I was waiting a second, then I was like, you guys are too slow.
Okay,
Well-
so again, you arrive in this natural cavern. A pond is being frozen solid. The little creek leading outwards again, similarly frozen. And sparkling just below in the depths of this thing, you can see something.
Something.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing we're here for, right?
It
You
is.
gotta say some praise or something, or get some good graces.
In fact, before we
we-
get too far into this, there's probably a good spot to do a break if you want to have a break.
Oh,
and then we
yeah.
can go from here.
Yeah.
Sure is. I like that.
Okay, so we'll take a break. We'll come back in 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
Sure.
Break the ice then.
Just
Yes.
a couple.
All
Yeah.
right. Yes, oh God. All right.
So I will stick this on the break, and we'll be back soon, everyone. Alright, voices are back, and then switch over to
Hello.
main screen.
Hello.
Mine is Zagrax, which I had to set up specially for this. Okay, so welcome back, everyone. You guys are in the natural cavern with the frozen over pond with something shining in the depths. You weren't quite able to make out what it was exactly, I think. And then
Okay.
you've got
Tahko said it was a cup, but I don't know.
I vaguely remember that it was a cup, but my memory is.
Is it a cup? I don't know.
Yeah, you guys mentioned there was something underneath the ice, and Vulwin was like, I don't really get what this is all here for.
actually,
Right.
because you knew what god this was from, you probably do know what it was. It was a statue.
Oh, it's a statue.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, it was a statue.
Okay.
Well,
And the other thing, I didn't know how to say this, but I'm pretty sure you collected some of the water in a water skin, but I don't think you put it in your inventory.
I did not.
That was Zagrax, I think.
No,
Yeah.
that was me.
It was Irilyssa.
Oh.
You know,
And without
I
giving
wonder if-
quite a lot away, I was like, I can't tell you this.
yeah.
Hey, I gotta ask you. I mean, this is really important question. Did you ever eat that chowder?
I thought you had the chowder.
No, I gave it to you that one morning when you were feeling terrible, and I don't know if you ate it yet. I thought you did that morning. I don't know.
I'm still
Asking
carrying
the
on.
real questions. Yeah, the chowder skin.
Thanks
Who
for
are
the
you
way indulged.
No, it's Irilyssa. I was asking like sort of out of game because I wanted to know.
Oh, I think she ate it.
Okay, I was-
You gave it.
Yeah, I think
It's a
it was
burning
part
question. I had to ask.
Part of the.
She definitely did
hangover.
keep it in her pocket.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Chowder's gone.
okay.
So what are you doing?
So we're here. Actually, an idea popped into Elora's head. So she's going to say, before we start chiseling everything, she's like, do you think we need to get that? Or do you think the surrounding ice is also part of it?
Part of what exactly?
The goodness. She's like lifting her hands up every time.
Goodness.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I still have some of the water.
Do you?
Have you tried
Yes.
sucking on an ice shard or drinking the water?
No, but I suppose it won't hurt. She'll
You'll
pull out her
try.
the water skin that she had the I guess Sylvanas water in,
Okay.
and she'll drink it.
Hey, have you purified that yet?
She's like, I'm just saying because it looks like this is going to be a lot of work.
Well, when you notice I just drink it like, I hope you purified that.
It is pure. It's coming out of a natural spring.
So you pop
Right.
open the cork, you get the water skin, you take a big swig of it, and you feel a warmth descending into your body as you drink it. It's soothing. It's like you've just had a warm cup of cocoa or something on a very, very cold night. And you actually feel a sense of peace, a sense of rest coming over you, and I believe you still had 1 negative max hit points. That's now been healed.
I'm wearing my shit. Whoop.
Do you feel better?
I feel you guys gotta try this. It's actually really good. She'll offer the water skin over to Elora.
Okay.
Oh, okay. She'll drink some of it then.
It's the same effect. Like, it's like a really nice cup of hot cocoa on a cold night. You take a deep swig of it and you just feel warmed and satisfied within as you do.
Okay. She'll say, yeah, this is really nice. I
What
don't know
about
who this cat is, but the statue or whatever it is?
No, what about the slot inside you?
I don't know. How does that feel?
You have a slot inside you?
No, I'm
Oh,
asking you.
that's you, Irilyssa. That thing, that's inside of you.
Oh, she'll part her armor where the wound is and check it out.
The wound seems to have like dried up, caked up a little bit. It was oozing a little bit earlier in the day, so it seems at least somewhat better.
Well, that's good.
It didn't hurt.
Try
Wow.
pouring the water directly on your wound.
I don't know if I have any more left.
Well, we can take some more.
Well, I don't need to
Help
drink any. It's fine. Go ahead.
Gosh, you're such a like a atheist.
Vulwin, if you take
No,
a
no,
drink,
I-
it might help with your congestion.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's gonna help. It's perpetually cold out here. But also, I was just saying that because if this could help her wound, it would be better use than drinking it.
True.
That didn't mean anything by it.
That's true.
Okay.
Just being practical.
Well, Irilyssa will wet a rag with this water and apply it to her wound.
Okay, your wound is now slightly damp.
Yeah.
Yeah! Doesn't do anything.
It does
Well-
like
And
it
now
seems to stick
cold.
a little bit to the wound as you move the rag over it, and it seems to like pull away some of the diseased, icky skin which had been congealing there. But beyond that,
Well,
it's basically just you've deep cleaned it, and beyond that, nothing.
really fresh water.
Darn.
Well,
Okay.
we can save some of the ice anyway.
Irilyssa, give me an intelligence roll.
All right, I'm so great at this.
9.
More faith.
Okay.
Right?
Well, I guess we can get the statue.
Well, it seems like the water isn't enough.
Yeah. Is it really doing anything?
Well, Irilyssa feels better at least.
Yes, and it did do a fairly good job of cleaning the wound.
Well,
That's water for you.
So,
I feel like we might be missing something now.
well, we're missing the statue that's down here.
Yeah, mostly missing entirely what we're doing here.
Well, I thought we would. Well, we if we get the statue, maybe the statue will help us. But at least we also know that this water is special too.
What was the name of this god again?
Sylvanas.
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 Does anyone here know anything about Sylvanas or worship Sylvanas in any way?
Yeah. No.
Unfortunately, I think you already did a religion check to see if you did.
Yeah.
I think I
I
got slapped in the
know.
back of the head. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah. You did, didn't you?
Well, although this is not my god, I'll do a brief prayer. Great Sylvanas, although we do not worship you, we do have respect for your holy place that we are now going to disturb in the name of seeking purity and undoing the damage of these slawed creatures, hopefully either slaying frogs or doing good are in your interests. If not, our apologies.
Yeah, put it a word about not cursing us if we do this that we're not supposed to.
That's implied.
Yeah. Ditto.
Yeah, don't curse us.
Yeah.
Ditto.
Okay. I'll do. I noticed something in the ice near the top, and I'll do a couple little chips to pull it out, and I'll pull up an acorn. Sylvanas, in your honor, I shall plant this acorn where it will, I believe, best take root. And thank you. I assume. And I'll pocket the acorn.
Okay.
So we gotta drill this thing out of here then.
Yep. Let's get hacking.
Okay. Lovely. How deep does it look?
Good question. Doesn't actually say. Which is a surprise, because usually it says, this is exactly this deep.
It's not 15 feet.
No, I'll say it's probably 12 feet or so deep.
12 feet? Do you know how deep that is? That's the deep end of the pool deep.
Yeah, I know. It would
I know
be
how
enough
deep that is.
I mean, it's difficult to make out because it's ice. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, you reckon fully thawed you'd be able to submerge completely.
Okay.
And the statue itself looks to be a good 4 or 5 feet tall.
Oh, what?
Actually, no, that's too
It's a
much. It's probably like
big-
2 feet tall or so.
Okay.
Like a garden gnome.
Well, judging by the size of this,
I was thinking
pool,
like a hand statue, not like a
2 feet
No.
is like-
another party
Whole
member
size.
to be dragging with us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
When I said that, I was like, hang on, no, that's way too big. Yeah, it's probably about like between 1 and 2 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of work to get this this thing out.
Yep.
Judging by the size of the pool here, it's decently deep.
Yeah.
And Vulwin will then get to work, and he's going to, in kind of like a circular pattern, spaced a little bit apart, start trying to drill down using the ice auger and basically create, holes around it so that it can start being chipped out easier, or if they want to drop some kind of like fire or something down there to start melting it out, it would be easier to do. It's going to take a bit of work, though.
So as a group, what are you each doing as part of this?
Well, I've got plenty of tools and a strength of 15 and powerful build. So I am putting in the muscle.
Okay.
I will act as support where it's needed because I'm probably the weakest.
Irilyssa also going to put in the work because she's got a strength of 14.
Pretty good.
I also have 5 things of lantern oil that we could pour down there and light. So
That's perfect.
Maybe not.
You maybe saved that I did. I don't know.
I mean,
Well,
if it gets done quicker.
Yeah, with these pilot lights here, you could put a little bit of oil in them and maybe melt the ice around it quicker.
I'm not saying put all 5. I'm just saying I have an abundance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mean to use it all up.
Okay. So Irilyssa, Tahko, give me both of you a athletics check. Vulwin, give me.
Want the
probably
tool
also-
check for the ice auger?
Yeah, if you have one, absolutely.
Yeah,
with
I don't have it set up. Oh, nice. Thank
because
you.
it's made for this.
Yeah.
And then Elora, you're running support. So what exactly are you doing in support?
So I think maybe if there's like chunks of ice that need to get out of the way, she'll just grab them.
Okay, so you're just moving stuff out the way.
Yeah.
Give me an athletics as well.
All right.
So, tools. Is that just 1d20 plus proficiency bonus?
Oh, hey. It's a 19.
1d20 plus proficiency plus a stat. So I'll say this would be strength. Or dex.
Okay.
Choice.
Okie dokie. I'll use dexterity.
Okay.
Okay. I think that, and then I'll do it again for advantage. So it got a 17.
Okay. So, the combined might of the party, because you actually all rolled really, really well for this. You start to make really good headway, clearing ice. Are you specifically trying to get around the statue?
I'm trying to like drill pellet holes like around the statue so that, there's a little bit of distance between, each of these holes. That should be less ice overall.
Okay.
They can do something with.
So Vulwin drills the holes, then Tahko, you basically get one of the logger's axes two-handed and you're just whacking into it, using the holes as kind of a starting point to chip away at it more deeply. Then Irilyssa, you're noticing where the fractures are starting to form in the ice, and you're jamming in probably one of the other axes to really start to pry them apart, levering the chunks away, and then Elora, you're coming in, grabbing the chunks and then moving them physically out of the way as you do so. You start to make your way quite deep down. You've probably made it, I'm going to say about 5 feet in hour and a half, thereabouts. Chipping the ice away, clearing it away, getting deeper in. You're starting to see a bit of a surface of liquid water starting to form, just because of the heat being generated by your exertion in doing this. And it's pretty cold. Irilyssa, give me a constitution save, please.
Right. Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh. Oh no.
Yeah.
Natural one.
No.
Okay, so this is interesting. Okay.
No.
No.
And before I resolve that, Elora and Tahko, give me a perception roll.
Perception.
Oh no! Oh my gosh!
Okay.
Complete
It's got the eyes.
Bear with
Jeez,
me.
yeah, you guys
Another
have
nat
big
20
eyes.
perception. Wow.
Again tonight.
I'm just going to get Tahko and Vulwin in a side chat for just a second. I just want to explain one thing to them, and then we'll get back to the rest.
Hi.
And Tahko. Okay, so as you're clearing the ice away and some of it is liquefying, Vulwin, beneath your feet, wherever your feet are,
Yeah.
it's starting to freeze again. And Tahko, you notice this.
I'm guessing I don't notice this, and I'm sitting there like.
You do notice this as well.
Oh. Yeah, that's not the thing. Where need more heat over here? Why is it refreezing? This doesn't even make sense.
Like, it's not refreezing in a big way, but it's definitely like you step out, you get the little splash, then you go to move again, it's rock solid.
Yeah, I have to kind of like pull my leg a little bit as like it cracks from the bottom of my boot.
Rock solid or like.
Well, it was like
chunky?
mushy. As he steps in, it has a bit of a sploosh, and then when he goes to move his leg away again, it's like frozen to his foot.
It's like crunching off of it.
Ah,
yeah.
What is this doing? Is this something that we shouldn't be doing this, right? Is this the side?
Well, you're yelling. Let's get the yelling in character.
Like, it is.
Okay, let me just I'll bring you back to the
Yeah.
team because you are shouting.
Fantastic.
All right, we're back.
Okay.
Yay! Welcome back.
Is this the side? I hope this isn't the curse.
Huh?
Yes, that's odd.
No, I don't know what you said. Can you repeat that, please?
Oh, yeah, I said. It says, is this the curse?
Oh, okay.
Is this the curse?
Curse?
I don't think so.
The water is refreezing. It doesn't do that. That's not normal. I mean, it is cold, but not like this. It's too fast.
Oh.
And you've noticed, like, now it's been pointed out, it's refreezing around Vulwin and none of the rest of you.
Oh.
Vulwin, maybe you're cursed.
This is the side. I asked for a side. This is the side. Here you go. I'm gonna hand to Tahko. I'm gonna hand the ice auger. It's like just turn it and keep it steady. And I'll be just walk over here for a moment. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah,
you should
you
give your
take
thanks
5.
to Sylvanas.
I think Sylvanas is fine with everybody except for him.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe you should apologize. I don't know what you did.
I think I apologized last time. I don't know. I don't know.
Have you been cursing Sylvanas under your breath this whole time?
No.
Well, good.
Nope. Nothing. I understand that that's a kind of an unwise thing to do
Yes.
towards a god. So sorry if I've done something to anger you. I really don't know what it is. But thanks for the sign. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ow! 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 Ow!
Are you okay, Irilyssa?
Ow! You guys look over, and she's on the ground and holding her side.
Oh no, Elora will rush over.
Said I'm sorry. I don't. I'm sorry. We're sorry.
I look at Vulwin. What have you done?
I mean, we came here to drill. You said it was okay. So like,
I'll scoop up some of this water and go over and pour it on her wound.
Okay, so as you see the wound, you do notice that there's like an ice spike, clearly one of the chips that you've pulled away, and it's just embedded in Irilyssa's side, like digging into her abdomen. And you do notice like blood, purplish pus starting to spread out from around where the spike is in her side, in her front right now. Tahko, you step forward, you start pouring some of the water on, and Irilyssa, first of all, you take 12 points of damage from the impact and the stabbing.
Ah!
Yeah, that
12 points.
crit fail, and then also crit success on the damage roll. I'm sorry. But the purple pus that comes out as Tahko pours the water on, it seems to like bubble and then hiss, and it seems to be roiling a little bit, if you can say that. It's clearly a reaction of some kind.
Okay.
Hurts like hell.
I was gonna ask if you had a Charlie horse. This is way worse than a Charlie horse.
you said this was a good idea. This doesn't seem like a good idea.
No, look at the wound. It's having an effect still.
Yeah, it's actually working on it.
It's at least battling whatever's in there.
Yeah.
All right. You two take a break. Vulwin, actually see if you can't get a fire going in here.
Sure. And I think Vulwin's gonna have to go to the other room to grab like wood.
Yeah, I mean, you still have lots
leftover.
of remnants of empty barrels and things you didn't bother
Yeah.
bringing back with you to Goodmead, so it's not a problem. Plus, there's wood outside. You are in a forest.
Yeah, cool. I'll go drag bits and pieces of that back over to here.
Go
see
ahead
if
and give me a
I'm
survival
start
roll.
there.
Just see how long this takes.
Sure.
Getting a lot of use out of this.
20, unnatural 20.
Damn.
Wow.
Nice. You have this thing going in about 5 minutes. You know how to splint the wood with an axe. You know how to like fray the ends to make it into good kindling. You've got a couple of little twigs and things. You get some dried moss, which was under a plank. You add that and you spark it up, and you have a flame going 2 or 3 minutes after you start. And it's more about running out, getting the fuel, bringing it back, than getting the fire itself going.
Nice.
Yeah, don't let that go out. And he'll run back out to grab
Okay.
more.
I'm sorry.
Are you going to be okay?
I don't know. You said the water's doing something?
Yeah, it's like the pus is hissing at the water. Like it doesn't like it. But like it seems like it's trying to make it go away.
Does it hurt? The impact of the spike certainly hurts. The reaction itself, no.
It doesn't
Does-
hurt. Keep doing it.
Okay.
Poor moron. Is it healing her wounds at all?
Give me a medicine check.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually have that.
21. Wow.
Nice. Okay, so finally, I can explain some of this.
Yay!
The water itself is definitely having an impact, and you can kind of see that it actually seems to be siphoning the purple pus out with the connection with the water. So there is definitely a reaction, and it's like being pulled out. You know, like when you suck on a hose pipe and then you can siphon water out of a fuel tank or something that way. It's having that kind of an effect on whatever is inside Irilyssa. As you do, the water itself is turning this deep, disgusting purple, and it's definitely not nice. You get the impression you're going to need a lot more of this to have the full effect, though.
Okay.
Like, we're talking bathing in it.
Yeah, she needs to, like, submerge herself in the water.
Well, unless it freezes again.
Hopefully it doesn't.
But that wasn't freezing for you though. After Vulwin stepped out, if you were back in there, it
As
wasn't
soon as
freezing.
Vulwin
anymore,
left,
right?
it was fine.
It just didn't like Vulwin.
I mean, it's understandable.
Oh, okay. I understand why.
Oh,
I mean, Jarard understands why. I don't think Irilyssa would quite yet.
okay. All right. But, yeah, I'll ask Vulwin to grab a bucket, and we'll start that while I'll keep digging. Maybe the
Do we
water
have a
near the
bucket?
statue is better.
Oh,
You don't
I
have a
have a
bucket,
bucket.
but I'll say that Volwin's quick thinking enough that you can just knock the top off of a cask, and you can just use that.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go. Yeah.
I have a pot. I got a new pot.
That would work too.
From
yeah.
Scram Stacks at the inn.
I like in that pot.
Okay, and I'll go ahead and keep hacking away while you tend to Irilyssa on the fire and see if I can't get this statue free.
Okay, so you keep on digging around the statue. Another hour or so of pretty intense hard labor doing this. Particularly now that I would assume that Irilyssa is kind of backing off and being wounded rather than digging.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Yeah, I will help.
So the rate has slowed down somewhat. You get low enough around the statue, Tahko, that you realise this isn't a separate statue to the pond. It's part of the pond. There is no seam between the base of the water, the pond, and the statue itself. Seems to be part of the same thing. But you are now starting to get a better picture of the statue, and you can see that the statue of Sylvanus, it's this man standing with like a quarterstaff in one hand, like resting on it almost, and you can see a couple of little oak leaves sprouting from the staff, and he himself has a badge like on his front, which is again another big symbol of an oak leaf sprouting like part of a sapling, and then at his feet between his legs is again another sapling sprouting out from the ground. It's a really impressive piece of work considering this is part of the floor.
I think I'm done.
Okay.
I think this is it. Yes.
And I'm going to say, like, with everything that you've cleared, you've probably got maybe a foot of liquefied water around, especially, I'm guessing, as you're melting it as you go. Like, it's a bit of a slurry, but it's liquid.
Okay. Instead of bringing the water to you, I think you should come down into the water and simply bathe in it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll help you.
But before we do that, I'm gonna save some in a water skin.
Okay. So, say you've got one water skin of Sylvanus water.
All right.
Make sure you add it to the inventory this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vulwin's definitely staying away from this newly worked water area just because of the past experiences. Maybe it's best I just stay up here.
Yes. Well, help her down anyway.
Maybe I should risk that. I mean,
Well, I mean,
it was icing up last time I was there.
steady her as she descends. Don't hop down yourself.
Irilyssa is actually going to start taking off her armor as well as her clothing underneath.
Okay.
And as she starts that, she's going to be like, well, I don't want it for the journey back.
That makes sense.
And she'll keep
Yeah, you'll freeze.
Yeah. Yeah, none of us
I'll
have.
go keep watch over here.
Yeah, good idea.
I mean, she just starts doing it. She doesn't really care.
Yeah, but fair enough. As a
Okay,
doctor,
so
I
you
see
step
first.
down into the cavity which has been made around the statue. There is this baseline of water, like I said, about a foot of mushy slurry, which you're able to step in. And as you put your toe in, it's like, oh my god, that's cold! This is incredibly cold, and I'm going to need you to make a Constitution save.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
You're so
Yeah.
good at these.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure you don't go into
Okay.
shock. Yeah.
Much better.
It's really, really cold, but as you get more of you into this water and you like tentatively go to lie down in it to try and cover as much as you possibly can, you actually start to feel a little bit warmer, a little more at ease with the temperature of this. And as you lie down into it properly and the water comes into contact with your abdomen and the slard egg inside, the reaction bubbles, it froths, it really starts to roil and boil almost, and some of the ice around you starts to melt as well. And soon enough, the water starts to rise and rise and rise. And as you're lying on it, like in your side, you can kind of see the water level actually starting to approach like the side of your head. And then it actually covers one of your eyes.
Oh.
She's just going to be thinking in her head, Saloon, I trust you.
Oh.
And slowly but surely, the water covers your head completely. Until you are completely covered. You close your eyes. Darkness, once again, encroaches upon you. But this time, you look up, and there are stars. The moon shines through one of the clouds, starting to move out the way, and a beam of moonlight bathes over you. You look down, and this time, instead of a distended abdomen, which you've been fighting with recently, it's gone right down. It's normal. And once again, you feel at peace. And with a heavy breath, you push yourself out of the water, breathing deeply, sucking in air. The rest of the party, Irilyssa has probably been underwater for probably 10 to 15 minutes. You were getting properly worried. In fact, I should probably have said that. She's been under for probably 5 minutes or so. 6.
I
Oh,
would
yeah.
have just left it as is, honestly.
Yeah, I would
Because
be like,
she's a cleric and she does special things, so.
After a few minutes
I-
of leaving her, you do notice that she seems to be breathing, even
Yeah,
under the water.
yeah, I would have just been staring at her, honestly, to see if
Uh,
she's alive.
Yeah.
because I was thinking that was about the extent of how long you could probably hold her breath for. So I was like,
Yeah. And you do like see a couple of bubbles popping up, but she doesn't seem to be like fighting for air or anything. She actually seems to be pretty at peace.
Okay.
And then eventually she just leans up, gasping for breath, and the wound at her side seems to have closed completely. Her swollen chest completely back down to normal. But the water around is this sickly purple colour. It's still like boiling, it's still hissing as the rest of the ice, now in chunks, is like falling into the pond. You get the strong impression that this pond is probably beyond use again. This has had some very, very powerful magic. A very powerful divine intervention that has gone on here. This pond is now probably beyond use again. But Irilyssa seems, at least on the surface, to be fine.
Irilyssa, you're
Right.
alive!
let's get you out of there.
Help me out of here.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'll help you
yeah.
out.
And yes,
And,
Irilyssa suddenly,
Vulnerable
now that you've
reaction.
woken up again, it's really cold!
Yeah. Get over to the fire. Get over to the fire, so she doesn't freeze. How were you under there for so long?
The wound seems better, though. fact, it's gone.
Yeah. Irylyssa's going to look down to where the pond is roiling. Can she see anything in there?
Give me a perception roll.
10.
It's really difficult to see. But as you're looking into the roiling mass, you do notice a little claw reach out from underneath the depth. And then slowly go back into the pond.
Na, 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 na.
I was thinking actually of having the statue doing that.
Yeah.
This is how every horror film ends, and there's always a part 2. So,
Oh man.
That's the end of the session. It just cuts back to the pond, and the statue just slaps its hand on the
hand coming back up. No.
Oh,
As you
Sorry to
keep
break-
looking into the roiling water, it's still this horrible purple colour. And there's a bit of a bloop as the hatchling, much, much smaller than the one that was inside Danica, partially formed at best, now floating on top of the surface, unmoving.
oh, that's gross.
Hmm.
I'm so glad you're alive. I'm so glad that worked.
So glad that thing isn't alive.
Irylyssa's just like huddling by the fire, like,
Yeah.
I'm glad it worked too.
Well,
Go ahead and get dressed up, and I guess we'll head back soon.
yeah. Thank you, Sylvanas.
May I have
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
time? Warm up?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you
You
should.
should. Don't
Yeah,
put
yeah.
anything on yet. Here.
Spend your time by the fire. It's not like we're in a rush.
Yeah. Yeah. Vulwin will produce one of the blankets from like a bed kit. Be like, here, use this.
Okay, and then under Vulwin's guidance, he's a real outdoorsman. He knows how to deal with someone who's been inundated in frigid water. And generally, the best thing to do is have as little on as possible. Let the fire really heat you itself, and then he holds the blanket like around you rather than around you. Basically working to trap and
Reflect it
insulate
back
the
kinda
heat
deal?
and reflect it back onto you. And it actually seems to have a pretty quick impact, and soon enough your uncontrollable shivering feels a little bit more controllable, though you still feel deadly cold. But less like you're going to die imminently.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're
Good thing
right.
it's in the middle of a cave.
For the first time in a long time, we aren't in a rush.
No, we're not.
Feels good.
Yes. We finally have a second to think about things.
I mean, besides,
Where did these things come from?
I don't know.
You're the only one that knew the name of them. I don't even know anything about them.
Unfortunately, I don't remember much before being found. Much like I am now. Well, not naked, but shivering, cold.
That's very strange.
I wonder if Zagrax would lose his memory if it wasn't taken out so quickly.
Possibly. I guess we won't know.
What Danica says sticks in my mind. It's like it's right there, but I don't recognize it, or I can't find the words to say it. Danica and I need to speak because we were both affected by this thing. I think we may have been infected together, possibly.
Maybe. Maybe
don't
you knew
remember that.
Danica?
I don't remember her. I do have memories from before here, but
That's very strange.
Well, hopefully wherever you were, no one will ever go again.
But I think the Red Dawn is important. We need to find more people who've seen this.
We might be able to ask Danica himself.
Yes.
Just a quick check on that one, Mord. When we were rushing through the snow, and you mentioned a few things about the Red Dawn stuff too. Vulwin, there was a folklore around it?
It wasn't a folklore. You remember from...
Oh, the sky.
Yeah, about 2 weeks prior to everything happening, the sky did flash red, and something seemed to descend out of it and crash somewhere. You weren't a witness to it, you just heard, like, fishermen and townsfolk talking about something had turned the skies red.
Okay. About the Red Dawn. I remember something on the way back when we were bringing Danica to the doctor. Heard a few tales, maybe tall tales, fishermen out of the lake. Sky flashed red for a moment, and they said they saw something shooting through the sky. Maybe that's what it was.
Shooting up from the horizon?
Across? In the sky? I don't... A lot of different accounts, but... So would it be accurate to say it was like shooting like across the sky?
Across and down. Like,
oh.
The common folk have a lot of mythology around comets in the sky, usually associated with some kind of prophetic event, some kind of omen. This was similar to one of those, except it seemed to actually land. Seemed to actually crash.
Yeah, like a falling star, but normally those just shoot through the sky. It's this one looked like it. They said that it came really close to the horizon, not just in the sky. So like maybe it crashed or something. That doesn't make much sense to me. Fish wise tales. We make up a lot of stories. It passes the time, makes things interesting, but. To have somebody collaborate so quickly in different places, I wouldn't have spread that quickly.
Yes.
So I guess that happened.
Yeah, something was witnessed.
Well, maybe Danica...
As you're telling this story, Irylyssa's been putting on her clothing and armor.
Okay.
And considering your background, Irilyssa, like, you are pretty au fait when it comes to comets and stellar events like that, and you would know like some of the prophecies and things and the omens usually attached, the mythological aspect of comets, but none of them ever said it crashed. It was always just across the sky.
Yes. Usually mythology tells of omens for stars that fly across the sky, not ones that crash.
Yeah, all the ones I talked to were damn near sure it landed somewhere. They wanted to go check it out. Some of them just didn't want anything to do with it. It sounded kind of odd to be a little tall tale. I mean, you'd think that everybody would see if the sky flashed red.
Yes. Maybe we should head across the towns and see what
Except for the fact it was in the deep of night, so most people were asleep.
Yeah.
This does strangely align with what I remember of seeing the stars close up and then falling.
That's very strange, too.
I'd be interested to see if Danica has similar memories of falling.
Yeah.
Let's start heading back.
Okay.
Am I out of game? Am I still on my current hit points, or was I healed?
Technically, you're still on your current. Well, yeah, you were kind of healed. Yeah, I would say you were healed just fully.
Okay.
As they're leaving the cave, Elora's just actually going to like sneak a peek at her lantern and be like, "Thank you," and just keep going.
And as you look into the lantern, there's like a little bit of a silhouette against it.
Yay!
We got it in. It's canon now.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got it in. Okay, back to town then.
Okay, so you are heading back to Goodmead. As soon as I find there it is. It's right next to the lair. That was easy.
Hooray! We don't have any gargoyle issues this time.
Not this time. The road back is uneventful. You make it pretty easily.
Woo! All right.
With that,
I think I straight up managed to avoid an encounter for us. Hooray!
okay. And give me just a second. Cool. Okay, so you make it back to Goodmead, guided home by the rather familiar by now buzzing of the bees. You were in the caves for quite a long time, clearing everything out. We'll say that you left at 9 or so after having dug the shallow grave and run all of your errands. So you're probably back. Probably coming on about 5, so dinner time. So the mead hall at this point is getting a lot busier. A lot of the locals are gathering once again in the mead hall. A couple of them still nursing probably some kind of hangover from the previous day's festivities, and they've been pretty miserable all day. But there are like meals starting to be cooked. You return to like the smell of cooking from the depths of the hall.
Good
And
song.
while some families certainly eat at home, quite a few still eat at the mead hall.
Irilyssa is going to. Food and drinks are on me.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay, thank you.
Thanks.
I'm so glad that it all worked out this time.
I can't put into words how thankful I am to all of you. Simply, thank you.
You're welcome. I would assume you do the same for me.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't have to go all the way out to another town to, bring somebody back and do the whole ritual. This was much better. Glad you're okay. Glad you're
To be
alive.
honest, I don't think I would have let us go and do that again.
I didn't want to do it either.
I wouldn't have been able to live with myself.
Well,
But for now, it doesn't matter.
for
In the
now,
morning,
Danica doesn't know. And as far as Danica should likely ever know, this doctor somehow reduced the creature in size and then put it into a jar.
correct.
Okay.
And we also need to give Thug a proper burial.
Okay. Well, I'll go return the axes, and we can see to it then.
So you're able to find
Perhaps.
the loggers, pretty easily. Many of them are in the mead hall drinking away, and they seem very grateful to have actually got their axes back. blunted as they are. They don't have much of a problem with that. Like, they're pretty used to having to resharpen them. And they just nod their thanks that they got them back.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sorry, you were saying?
Would I have noticed the acorn that Tahko picked up?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Perhaps planting that on his grave will serve as a good marker.
Good idea.
Oh, real quick question, Mord. Regarding the icy pool, the water that we had just came from, at the very end of it, Vulwin wanted to just kind of like move his hand across the surface without actually like touching the water. Did it like ice up at all?
Yep.
Okay, cool. That's the only thing he wanted to do, and then he left it.
Spooky.
It doesn't like you.
It doesn't like you.
You made Sylvanas angry.
Yeah, you did.
I don't even know who that is. But
how much do I owe for food, drink, and I guess I'll buy a room for the night?
The rooms are on the house. Roll a charisma check.
Charisma. I've got nothing on that. 13.
It's on the house. Like, the proprietors here are really happy to see you guys. You're still in town. They feel noticeably safer having you guys around. As nobody seems to have arrived from Bryn Shander yet.
She's going to put down a gold piece anyway.
Okay. They're even happier to see you.
Irilyssa is just going to spend the night, like, drinking and eating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, before we go to the bed for the night, we should still bury that fellow.
Yes, if Nina's done.
He said to collect him in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right. Very well, then.
Okay, so you spend the rest of the evening. Numerous times townsfolk come out and say hi, and you have a pretty healthy rapport going with them. You notice a couple of friendly faces, familiar faces, and you spend the evening very comfortably, well treated by the people of Goodmead, who seem pretty light-hearted, pretty outgoing. Irilyssa comes along, greets you. She does seem rather busy, trying to put into place many of the new policies that she's bringing as her position as speaker goes, but she makes the rounds at least, and like makes her presence known and how grateful she is for everything that she has, or that you have done for the town. Otherwise, the evening passes uneventfully, if pleasantly, and you make your way up to bed, I guess.
All right.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so a little bit tipsy. I'm not going to say you're absolutely plastered when you go up. This is Goodmead, and you probably have been partaking of the local vintage. You are able to get up to your rooms pretty much immediately asleep. It's been a very busy, very worrying, very stressful couple of days. And you pass the night pretty uneventfully, except for you, Irilyssa. Let's have a word.
Yeah. Secret chat.
Right, where are my notes? I need them.
Notes.
Notes. There it is. Once again, you're able to fall into sleep, coming pretty quickly this time. No more, or not as much, tossing and turning. You're still concerned. You still feel alone. You still feel without the familiar guidance of Saloon, always kind of there, gently in the back of your mind. But the simple tiredness, the simple exertions of your body do get you to sleep. And once again, you find yourself in complete blackness. You're conscious, you're able to see around. You look up, expecting to see the twinkle of the stars in the night sky, but nothing. It's just blackness again, as before.
Guess I still need to make up for what I've done.
And as you say that, again, a slight shimmer of silvery light in the distance sparks itself.
Again, she'll start moving towards that.
Okay, you make your way towards it. In time, your steps hasten, you start running. You again feel the intense pain in your lungs as you try to press yourself to get there. But this time, it doesn't seem any closer. It doesn't seem to be able to get to you. Eventually, your constitution just gives out and you fall to your knees. Your face in your hands, shuddering a little bit. And then you hear a voice in your ear. If you wish to continue on your path and make your way to me, you must seek out the unholy merging of Bear and Goliath. Purge them. Destroy these abominations.
What? She'll turn her head to try and look at this voice that's...
As you turn
her
your
ear.
head, you just see more darkness. You turn the other way, looking to see if you can find something. Still nothing. You do, however, feel a presence around you, near you, somewhere. Comforting, and yet not.
You. Who are you?
No response. And slowly you feel your head falling back to sleepfulness, and you pass the rest of the night uneventfully, although peacefully this time, and you do wake again in the morning. Still no presence, still no guidance there, but you do feel a little bit more comforted.
Okay. Gameplay-wise, I don't have any of my perks back, do I?
Mm-mm.
Alright. Just making sure.
Yep.
Alright. Thank you.
And we're back.
What?
Hey!
What was that?
Nothing.
What? Nothing.
Nothing. What if I had like touched the water when you were underneath the thing? I would have froze you underneath there.
Oh no.
Like if I had helped you in down there, like it would have partially frozen.
Right. Did you notice the cameras aren't working?
Yeah.
I think they don't work when I
You're back
don't
now.
have this as the active screen,
Oh, I see.
which is why it's
Okay.
probably a
Never
good thing
mind
that
that.
the active screen is the screen we play on.
Yeah.
So
Well,
when I was
that's
looking
fine.
at my notes, it probably wasn't active because I was looking at other things.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, morning
understand
does
that.
come. You all wake up a little bit later than the previous night. Probably it's likely 7 or 8 in the morning. You all have a little bit of a hangover from the previous night, but it's not one of those, oh my gosh, I don't want to wake up type things. It's more of a, I probably had a bit too much. Let's go get some breakfast.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you go downstairs, you go into the mead hall, and there is a breakfast waiting for you. Something like a full English... No, it wouldn't be. This is Icewind. Fish. There's fish.
Yay.
But most of them are honey glazed.
Ooh.
Bit of
Ooh,
a
now
delicacy
this
for
is
this
fish.
place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, why not?
Honey-glazed
Better than
knucklehead
nothing.
trout.
That's a delicacy.
Yeah.
Irilyssa will
Honey
just
trap.
be honeycomb.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay.
It's sweet, but also has a little bit of the saltiness that fish usually has.
Yeah, it's probably pretty good. I'll eat it.
Yeah, that's the best prepared fish I've had.
It's pretty good.
Let's We have a funeral to attend.
Yes. It's true.
And hopefully Zagrax and Danica are feeling better.
Yes.
Yes, because I don't think that pool has a second use.
Mm-mm.
Hmm. Well, in time, the god may mend it. But it's certainly not immediately up for another
Perhaps once this.
usage.
I've been thinking about what you said about the frogs in the cold. Maybe
Mhm.
this winter that Oral has brought on is a means to kill them off.
Oh, I don't want to think about that right now. She clutches her head.
Kind of sounds like we're collateral if that's the case.
That makes things way worse.
No.
She is technically an evil goddess.
No, that could
She
still make
manages
sense.
lives.
It'd be like having a fever to burn off a sickness and hoping the sickness dies before the patient.
Except that the fever doesn't care if the patient dies.
It never does.
Yes. So it's exactly
Suppose.
like that.
Oh boy.
Anyway, it's just a thought.
Yeah, we should keep it in mind. I don't like that idea. Ugh.
Also, to be aware, I'm still powerless.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
So, I have a hint to go off of.
yes?
Oh.
It seems I need to find a merging of Bear and Goliath and dispose of it.
Dispose
Tahko.
of it.
As soon as
Yeah.
Irilyssa says the merging of Bear and Goliath, you are reminded of fables, folklore, tales told around Goliath campfires of the boogeymen, the werebears. Whenever a mother is trying to get a child to go to bed, it's always, go to bed or the werebears will get you.
Okay. What? What did you say?
The merging of Goliath and Bear. They are unholy. Must be destroyed.
They are unholy and they must be destroyed.
What are these things exactly?
Yeah.
You sound like you know of Tahko.
Knowing my goddess's portfolio, I would assume that they are were creatures.
They're stories that we tell the young that are likely not mere stories. But that's for another time. For now, we have more pressing matters.
We're out of the frying pan and into the fire.
I could use all the fire we can get, to be honest.
We're out of the blizzard and into the frozen lake. How about that?
We're into a cold hellscape. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Food's gone. Back into the hellscape.
Yep.
Hopefully Zagrax will be in better spirits.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So we head out. And Zagrax is dead.
So how many? While we're walking there, it's like. So how many organs do you think the doc took from him? Put your bets in now.
I hope none. Just the tadpole.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got enough to experiment with, I think.
Irilyssa will make up an organ that she doesn't think any of the other ones know that Dragonborns have.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, she probably removed that. It's pretty useless.
Whisper
Okay.
me, deception.
16.
So what is the name of this organ?
Snorfblat. It's right under the stomach.
Oh.
What does this do exactly?
It's an old vestigial organ.
Hmm.
That kind of helps with bile and things like that.
Seems plausible.
Okay. Sure.
Is there
And
no
she just
longer
kind
a
of
black?
gives a little laugh and then turns around and walks away.
Well, if there's no reason for it, then I guess it doesn't matter.
Yes, perhaps there are no more blats to snarf.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
No? Do you have a blat?
No, I just don't know anything about it.
Oh, okay.
So
It's
it's kind of,
something that only dragonborns have.
I don't know. Can I roll insight against that?
Absolutely.
I roll 11.
Oh.
Well, it sounds kind of made up, but I'm not a dragonborn, so I don't know.
It's plausible.
Well, maybe that happened. Maybe that was taken. Who knows?
You'll have to ask him.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you make your way over to Nin's practice again, knocking on the door with the pavinated eye once more, and again, pretty quickly afterwards is opened. Nin glances at you all, opens the door more widely. They are both awake.
Wonderful.
Cool.
Let's deal with the funeral first.
Okay.
Yes, the corpse has been prepared. It is yours if you require it.
Oh, yes. Good. Thank you.
And with that, he leads you. Keep it. It's Nin. It'll still be in the same room. He leads you into the into the surgery, where you've still got the two cots. You've got Zagrax, who seemed to be somewhat asleep when you came in, but hearing your noise, he turns and looks at you all. Ah, you're back. And then Danica is actually sitting up in bed, but she seems to have dozed off, and she's muttering something under her breath. Doesn't seem to react to your approach. And then on the surgery table, now covered by a white cloth, you assume is the body of Thug.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get this out of here.
Is it like wrapped or just covered?
Just covered.
So I'll wrap it up and then haul it out.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a quick peek and see if it's actually Thug under there.
Roll
Like,
investigation.
pull the top open.
Roll investigation.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
I'll try.
Oh no.
I got a 3. I'm not very quiet about this.
You lift the sheet and your own face stares back at you.
Ah!
It's not cursed Strahd.
It definitely seems to be Thug.
Yeah, I just raise it. Look, it's Thug. Close it, or drop it back down.
Okay.
Who else would it be?
Is the creature anywhere in the room? Like the body of it?
No.
Don't mind me. Just checking, making sure.
Okay.
Hate to give the burial rights to the wrong person, right?
Sure.
So you go and wrap up the corpse. You now are in possession of one former Thug.
All right. Irilyssa, let's take this where it needs to go. Do you have a place in mind?
Yes. Follow me. And she'll take him to where she made her shallow grave.
You make your way to the shallow grave. There is now a little bit of a covering of snow that's filled in a little bit of what you dug out the previous day, and then the pile of earth that you have next to it does seem to have frozen a little bit overnight. It's again, it has that kind of caked feel to the top. Has a bit of a crust.
Well, let's place him in.
All right.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and put him down and start shoveling the dirt over with, I don't know, whatever I have on hand.
There's a shovel or something back there, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll just say that you borrowed a shovel from one of the townspeople. They would have them as a shovel. Probably a very simplistic wooden shaft with a wooden head type thing. It's not like a metal forged one. Those things are expensive. Like carved wood. But yeah, you're able to cover Thug up. It's not the best job you've ever seen. Like when you put him into the ground, they're still like the top of the face showing over the top of the ground. It's a very shallow grave. And as you put the earth on, you do still notice like the nose is sticking out.
That needed to be a little deeper.
Maybe put some more dirt on.
I'll
She was
keep
sick at the time.
I'll keep digging next to the grave and putting the dirt from that hole over Thug.
I'll say with like another hour effort or so, because Irilyssa was a little pressed for time before. You only spent like an hour, 2 hours doing this. You are able to get enough dirt to put over, and you pack it down with a little bit of respect, but also a little bit of, this stuff's hard.
Yeah.
Because it's hard ground. It's been frozen for 2 years.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that seed will grow, but
Once the land warms, it should.
Yes.
And that is our goal.
exactly.
I'll take the seed out of my pocket. Thank you, Sylvanas, for the sacrifice of your shrine. And thank you, Thug, for your sacrifice as well. Death is not necessarily an end, but a cycle and a beginning again. And with that, I'll plant the seed on top of him and then pour a little bit of the Sylvanas water on it.
Okay.
2 new beginnings.
2 new cycles.
Nod.
No.
Now let's go check on Zagrax. I'm sure he's
And actually, as you say, let's check on Zagrax. Zagrax has actually come out from Nin's practice, standing there, leaning a bit heavily on the battle axe, like using it like a cane almost, as he's just using it for a bit of extra support. He's still, his side is still obviously bandaged, though he's now fully clothed. Kind of hard to see. And he just offers you a bit of a smile. Well, got to do this again. Shall we go to Tourmaline?
What?
Actually, about that.
yes.
Oh, sorry. I was worried about you for a second there. No. Irilyssa is better now.
Yes.
Just like that. Better.
No, it took a day.
No, we went back to the cave, and that shrine to Sylvanas healed her.
Yes. Correct.
Okay, then.
But more importantly, you're all right.
Yes.
Danica is also all right.
I'm on the mend. Danica's been waking fitfully now and then. She'll wake for a time, doze off. There's something you should probably see. And with that, he turns and makes his way back into the practice.
Okay. Oh, poor Danica.
Danica's alive.
I know.
She certainly had the worst of it. Had we waited till morning to get back here, she'd be dead, and that creature would be wreaking havoc somewhere.
Yes, it's true. Could have lost one of the towns to it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Just between all of you, I didn't see it in there.
Yes, well,
Oh, the frog?
that was our payment, wasn't it?
I think so.
Suppose it was.
I'd rather not see it. All things said. And in we go.
Okay, so Nin's just at his practice, just at his desk in his office, scribbling down some notes. He's got a couple of sheets of paper around. Usually his place is like pretty pristine, but now he's got all kinds of papers around. He looks up, glances up at you distractedly, points with the quill to the surgery where Danica's still in, and then just gets back to writing. And
Okay,
as you
I'll
go back into the surgery, Danica is there again, sitting up, her back to the wall, eyes closed, nodding down like this, muttering something.
Irilyssa
Okay.
listen. Like, get close and try and listen to what she's saying.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of goes, Namaha ha, Ira Buzagira ha, Gira sa, Barabia, Birigo ma, Digra sa, Igra makara, Nigra sara, Bira, Igra sa, Nagra subidia, Igra, and it's like on repeat, seemingly the same phrase over and over again in a language you do not understand.
Was
As long
that
as your
half one?
character sheets say the languages you have.
How you doing, Danica? How you feeling?
At your voice, she kind of looks up, blinks a few times. Ah, hello. Much better, thank you.
Good.
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 Sorry to barge in on you like this.
I was
Didn't
just
want to
posing.
interrupt your prayer.
Chant.
Prayer? Chant?
Here, have a sip of this, and I'll hand her the water skin with Sylvanas water.
Okay, she takes it from you hesitantly, sniffs it. Like, takes a
just
little
one.
swig. Takes another one, a bit bigger this time. It's like the hot cocoa my mother used to make on a cold winter's night. And hands it back to you. It's really quite nice.
Wait, that tastes like something else other than water?
Yeah, it does.
Have you not tried it? Do you want to try some?
No, you tried it.
I don't know about that.
I've tried it. It's really nice.
Perhaps
I
it'll
agree,
taste like
it's
chowder.
delicious.
Maybe it's not in my best interest. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, here you go. I don't want to drink it all.
All right.
So I take it I have you to thank. I woke up and I'm not in Bryn Shander anymore.
No.
You're not. You were in a
You're
bad
in
way.
good meat.
Good mead. I've heard of
Yes.
it. Never been here.
Hmm.
How
Really
did
lovely.
How did I get here?
We brought you here.
Yes, Tahko carried you the whole way.
Like a little baby.
We flew by night to get here.
Yes.
Flew.
Well, we walked
Figure it
very
out.
quickly.
Over the snow.
From my the things I've read,
Fast.
if you move quickly enough, it is possible to take flight.
That might be true, but we walked.
Okay. Thank you. Really, thank you. I'm sure I would not be sitting here now if you hadn't.
You'll also have to thank the doctor there. He managed to remove the creature and place it in a jar.
Oh, yes, I did see he has many jars over there, and she kind of looks over to the office, and there are shelves like lining the walls, all with the same amber like substance. Again, you know it's honey. Different shades, different hues, one or two of them with something in it, a couple of them don't, a couple of them have obviously had doses and bits taken out. But yeah.
Yes.
Danica,
Yes.
what do you remember before you were infected by this thing?
I've been trying very hard to remember that myself. Very little. I just remember being in the sky. I remember being very high. And then a flash of light. The sense of falling, like my insides were lifting up, going out my mouth, and then another blinding light. And the next thing I remember, I'm in Icewind Dale, just in the tundra, searching for shelter. It's cold, it's snowing. Thankfully I was, I guess, near Bryn Shander, and I made my way there.
Danica, do we know each other?
You are familiar, but I don't know why.
Do you... Where are you from?
I'm from Baldur's Gate.
Do you have any connection to Candlekeep?
I've always wanted to go there. Why? Do you think we know each other? Are you from Baldur's Gate?
Yes, I'm a researcher from Candlekeep. My mother was a watcher there.
I've heard some wonderful tales. Libraries like you couldn't imagine.
True, they're all true.
Maybe one day.
Yes. We share other memories. I also remember being in the sky, falling, a bright light. And I was found by trappers outside of Bryn Shander. If they hadn't found me, I would have froze to death.
Then it seems that we share a history of some kind. It's very similar to my story.
And we also shared that infection.
Yes, and since I woke up, there's been something just going round and round in my head, some kind of speech. I cannot understand it, though. It sounds a bit like, and she repeats what she would just been doing as like a mantra, a bit more haltingly, a little bit more unsure this time. Previously it was like she was speaking the language. I don't recognize this.
Look back to the party. Does that sound familiar to anyone?
No.
No.
Irilyssa, give me a intelligence check, I guess.
Okay. A 6.
No idea.
Well, that doesn't sound familiar to me.
I've never. Nope.
Well, if I get back to Bryn Shander, I may be able to get some books and see if I can decipher this. I'm sure I won't forget it anytime soon.
Yes, we should probably take you back there anyway. That's where all your stuff is.
Yes, it is.
Did your research bear any fruit before you?
Oh, yes, the Schwinger. That's a very good point. I was doing research. And then I was in pain. And then I wasn't.
Well, prior to the pain, did you have any breakthroughs?
I'm sure I made a note about the research that Danica was doing. Somewhere. Where would I
Yeah.
put that? I'm missing a file.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Maybe she can't remember it.
Yeah, she's had a rough day.
Yeah.
There it is. Found it.
Oh, good. No,
Memory
just came
came
back.
I had like an entire file on like the stuff that Danik had been researching, and just was like, oh, it's gone. Oh, that's good. I don't remember how much we had spoken of this before, but it's unlikely that the Schwinger themselves can help us. Their effects are very localized, very small scale. If you get enough of them, perhaps, if we could form a large group of Schwinger somehow, then maybe we could get them to connect their powers together. But while I was researching this, I got to talking to another in the North End. Someone by the name of Copper. He works at the House of the Morning Lord with the priestess from Lathander. And he was saying that he and a friend had been working on some kind of weather control device. He seemed really at times he seemed really enthused about it, and other times completely despondent about it ever actually functioning.
Hmm.
You may want to go and speak to him about this.
Weather control device? Sounds like madness, but we've seen a few maddening things already.
Yes.
The Schwinga getting their powers together, they only seem to create more cold. Could that actually serve any good? Pulling them?
I can only say it might. If we get enough of them, we may be able to affect the temperature, the weather around maybe a single settlement.
Hmm.
But again, it would take quite some doing to get them to work together. They're quite mischievous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we've met them. Actually, Vulwin over there received a gift from one of them.
Yeah, they've been really helpful.
They can be, yes, definitely. Quite pleasant to be around. They use the mind.
Do you know anything about the Red Dawn?
Yeah, you were uttering that on the trip back.
The Red Dawn.
You were
Only
screaming
that it
while you
made...
were delirious.
Sorry, what?
Said you were screaming it while you were delirious.
It's quite unlike me to scream. The only thing I can think of is somewhat related perhaps to what happened to us. It would perhaps... our descent from the sky. I don't know.
I heard stories from other fisher folks and stuff about the sky turning a bright red in the middle of the night, and something that looked like, like a shooting star, but bigger and more towards the horizon happened. And they were saying that some people think it crashed. Maybe there is something to this. There's a lot of stories that are turning out true in some regard.
I mean, it's entirely possible. I really would like to go back to Bryn Shander and maybe see if I can make something from whatever it is that's going through my head at the moment. I feel like it's somehow related.
Oh, well. We were gonna go back to Bryn Shander anyway, right? So.
Yes. Let's depart then.
Yeah.
If you feel like you're able to travel.
There may be a... This feels really far-fetched. There may be another option. The message in my head, whatever it is, I don't understand what it is saying, but I know where it is. I could find that.
You know where the message is?
Yeah, it seems to be emanating from somewhere, and I just know if we walked there I could find it.
What direction is it in?
That way, and she points kind of southeast from where you are now.
South.
Like south.
East.
Towards Dugan's Hole? Duggan's Hole? I don't know how to say that.
I wouldn't know where
Across
that
the
is.
water.
No, that's southwest.
Oh, that's southwest. Okay, sorry. Now looking at the map.
Yeah, I can get you the map up.
Is it more east, southeast?
Southeast.
Like, to the east side of the mountains?
Well, I guess we could go there.
Across the
That's-
headwaters.
To the spine of the world. I might know where she's pointing.
In
But-
fact, no, I'm completely wrong. It's more south by southwest. Now that I'm looking
okay.
at the map
Oh.
myself, it's like, it's over there. I mean, it's still south, but south by southwest rather than southeast.
Okay, well, that's
Maybe Dugan's Hole?
So somewhere between here and the Tid Trails.
I see.
And actually, as she says that, Zagrax says, that's where I'm from.
Where?
Southwest of here.
Oh, okay. Well, if you know the area.
And with that, we will stop for today,
Okay.
seeing as we're going over already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I'm from.
Well, I was hoping he would give me like a town name or something.
Yeah.
I'll let him do that, seeing as it's pertinent
It's
to
his
his
thing.
character.
Mhm.
Yeah.
next session, Zagrax Homecoming.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay. All
So,
right.
yes.
Wow, thank you. That was quite something.
Yeah.
I had like this entire phrase in my mind for how that message would repeat, and of course, as it came to saying it, I was like, I have no memory of how this actually goes, so I'll just make it up.
Well, whatever.
So before, I was like able to just say the whole thing like sound by sound and just make it sound
Yeah.
like a repeated message.
Still though, that's cool.
Oh, I'm so glad my patron wasn't just messing with me.
I was worried that you wouldn't pick up on what I was on about. Like it was.
No, I knew
subtle.
exactly what you meant on last Sunday, and I was like, oh my god, I can't do anything about this. Until later.
I'm glad that worked.
This whole week I've been like, ah!
Yeah, I was looking at Irilyssa's inventory, and I was like, oh no, the water skin's not there. Oh dear.
Yeah. But I couldn't remember what you had called it, so I knew I had it. I just didn't know what to put it as.
And yeah, without it there, I couldn't go, hey, by the way, you have a water skin from a place that you might be interested in. That'd be a bit like
That's
putting
funny.
a red arrow where you need to go.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, you
Yeah.
were lucky when I was like reading through the details. It was like, anyone who bathes in this pool gets the effects of a greater restoration spell. Oh, okay
Oh.
then.
Wow.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's what that
That's
does.
great.
Okay.
Yay.
Not that there was a pool there, but you
I'm
know.
glad my memory didn't forget about that.
I'm
then
glad
when you-
I'm less peril than I was before.
Yeah.
And then I was worried, like, you guys started chipping it away. I was like, oh, you have to bathe in it. You can't just have the solid ice chunks. It's nothing to do with the statue. I mean, the statue is what generates
yeah.
it, but no, it's the water itself.
Once you describe the size of the statue, I'm like, okay, we're probably
yeah.
not removing the statue, but I'm still going to dig to it.
No,
And
Yeah,
now like
yeah.
a shrine, right?
Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Don't drink.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, don't drink that one.
We probably should have put a sign up that says "Do not drink."
I mean, it's probably gonna freeze at this point.
Yeah.
With this frog-like corpse just frozen in the top of it.
Yep.
I think that'll be pretty obvious not to drink it then.
Right.
At least I saved
Yeah.
a little bit in my water skin. So
So I guess we're open to Q&A now. If there's any pressing questions in chat, we're here to answer them. I saw some questions about, what would have happened if Vulwin had drank the water in the cave, and who knows? Because there's still water in one of the flasks, so it still might happen.
yeah, it can freeze inside you.
It might. It might not. Maybe not drinking that was actually what upset him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Upset the god. Who knows? I don't know.
Don't you trust me? Come on, drink the water. Go on, bruh.
I love that, like, finding that out afterwards as it started to freeze, being like, I was thinking, like, oh man, if he had drank the water, or was it because he didn't drink the water? I don't know.
Sylvanas is an interesting one. Reading about the gods, like having 2 clerics in the party, you kind of need to know this stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's like, this is
Yeah.
a shrine of Sylvanas. Here's all the stuff you need to know about Sylvanas. Like, oh, great. Okay.
I
Yeah.
know nothing about Sylvanas, so neither does my character, so it totally fits.
Work.
I'm just hope he's really into killing frogs.
Well, frogs, no. Sloths, probably. In fact, almost certainly.
Oh, good.
As we can tell.
Because that's what we needed him for. Yeah, when you were doing the side talk with Irilyssa, I'm like, maybe Irilyssa's a cleric of Sylvanas now. You just picked up the slack where another guy dropped.
Oh,
Yeah,
my.
I must confess, I wasn't thinking of doing anything with Irilyssa, and then you said, how would my god think about this? I was like, that's a really good point. What would Saloon think about this? So thank you for that. Self-inflicted.
Yay.
Yeah. Oh,
It was a good
That
point.
makes, but that
My
does make
mom always
good
ends
stories.
up at it.
Yeah, look, you made a bad decision.
Shun.
Bad choices.
And then I was thinking, like, how would Saloon react to that? Like, had he just killed him? He was a bad guy, and then you actually got him back to town, healed him up, and started him on, like, a more positive path. I was like, there's no forgiving that.
Yeah. It's bad. At least we didn't have to sacrifice any kobolds for Irilyssa.
Just go.
Or Zagrax, for that matter.
Or Zagrax, yeah.
Oh man, too
When-
spooky.
When I rolled that, I was like, oh no, oh dear, yep, Zagrax just failed the con save. Brilliant. Here we go again.
Oh,
I mean, if we do run across kobolds, we should probably keep like 2 or 3 on hand, just in case.
stuff him in a
Yeah.
barrel. No.
Yeah, keep them on ice.
So if Zagrax got a baby in him, why didn't Vulwin when he got bitten? It's not the bite that does it, it's the claw.
Oh.
I
Shouldn't have
figured
told
as
you
much
that,
when
but
I
yeah,
when I
it's the
asked.
claws.
Well, to be fair, when Vulwin asked about that, Dr. Nim was like, no. It's like, oh, must be something. And then he mentioned something about the claws, so deductive
man,
reasoning.
could've taken a nice chunk
Yeah.
of that mead and had them brew mead out of Sylvanas blessed water.
That's not a bad idea, but at the same time, I wouldn't feel
Anymore.
right about just being like, okay, we're gonna take your wonderful holy thing where you did something really nice for us and now make money off of it.
Time to monopolize.
It just isn't something Elora would even think of though, so
Yeah, with Sylvanas, no. Had it been like a blessed shrine of Joaquin or something, like the goddess of commerce, hell yes.
yeah, Joaquin wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Although
That's
I'd wonder
great.
what a shrine to Joaquin would be doing out here in Icewind.
Uh-huh. That's a good point.
Maybe she just appreciates the good business sense of good mead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. That's true.
It's possible.
It's just good business. There you go.
It's just good business.
I have one
Yes.
question for Mordred. What would have happened if Vulwin had drunk the water in the cave? I am not at liberty to disclose that information.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, as I am most interested as well. I don't know.
Vulwin
I don't.
hasn't tried it yet.
And he might. He might eventually. Who knows?
He's still got
He
some.
might just,
Circumstances have a way of finding their way.
I might just have the water skin down, and he might just absentmindedly take a swig, and we'll find out.
Yeah.
Anyone got any
Like,
water?
oh,
Yes.
I'm thirsty.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And the big question is why Sylvanas didn't like him. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I'm worried about that a little bit.
It's intriguing. Who's Sylvanas?
Yeah, what'd you
Why?
do?
Two clerics in the party, and you both rolled horrendously on the religion checks, I seem to remember. Like, neither of you know.
Yes.
Even though it's like one of the major
Yeah.
deities of Faerun, neither of you know.
It's true.
I knew who he was. I just didn't know his portfolio.
I find it strange that a Furbolg doesn't know
He
Sylvanas.
invests heavily into nature.
As a player, not as Elora. Elora doesn't know anything.
Who dis?
New God, who dis?
Yeah.
Dear God, who did?
Yeah, that's kind of intriguing.
Yeah.
We saved Danica, though. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I
Who
mean,
did?
it is a good thing, even if it's not a great way to get there.
Honestly, I mean, we risked ourselves going through the night to save Danica, so it was way worth it. There's so many things that could have gone wrong, but they went all right.
Just make a scum save and load if it goes wrong. Nope.
It doesn't quite work that way in this. You can't go to the
Yeah.
DM, hey, autosave.
Yeah, safe spot.
Yeah,
Safe spot.
Quick save.
Pull out your sword.
Now we've got one cleric in the party, and I'm essentially a fighter.
Without
Yeah,
skill
I
points
guess
and without
so
martial
for now.
skills. Yeah.
Oh, no. People have to relax.
Oh, you should also become a ranger and then go the Beastmaster Ranger and get the Polar Goat as your
Oh my
as
god.
your
No, I have a
Friend.
sneaking suspicion that Polar Goat might be something that I have to kill.
What? No, that's terrible. Leave that Polar Goat alone.
Polar goat. The only way.
It didn't do nothing to us.
Wow.
Yeah. Tahko does not think of himself as a healer, so don't expect.
Yeah,
me
you were
to
quick
random-
to do surgery on me, though.
Yeah.
All right, medical healing.
I'm not a
Fine.
healer, but I won't mind sticking my
He's
finger.
more of a
Like
spooky infliction.
medicine
guy.
rolls, yeah, that's fine. But magic healing, nah, not a thing I think of very often. Not a
Well,
healing
better
kind
get
of.
used to it.
Well, you guys better remind me if you want it, because it's not going to come from me.
Oh boy.
Well, better get
No.
get better at that medical healing. Then.
Zagrax!
Yeah. Hey, Zagrax protects me. I protect Zagrax. This is how we keep the heals in the party.
Right.
I mean, I can do it.
Warlock.
But it's,
Got that. Yeah, heal boy tank. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did have to chuckle a little bit in the first round of the combat. Zagrax was hit for like all of his hit points almost. It's just like, oh, not again. Am I going to get
Yeah.
Zagrax killed
not
here?
again. No.
And then when you failed the con save, I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah, 18 AC.
Yep.
Nope. I have one less than him, and I don't think you get hit.
Every other hit goes through. Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of does.
Yeah, that's how it goes, right? With that fixed AC, you know, you just buffer the rest of it with a ton of HP. So when you do get hit, you can take more hits.
I mean, that's going to come in time with the paladin hit points and the lay on hands and the
Oh,
kill
yeah.
wounds.
yeah, no one would be insane enough to make a character with like a -2 to con.
Especially
Who would do
not
that?
a frontline fighter, no.
No, that would just be foolhardy.
Yeah, Tawny.
Pulling a Highwind on that one.
Yeah.
I like Tony. Tony was a cool character.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, speaking of killing more for needing XP, so we're not actually, you know, getting XP from killing stuff.
No, it's done on milestones, and so technically what you've just done is not on the books, but I think it should still count. Let me just double check
Yay!
what the milestones are, because you might not quite
Level
be
3.
there yet. I don't really want to tell you what the milestones are.
Well, yeah.
For good reason, right?
Now it's a checklist.
Yeah.
Afraid not. Sorry.
Oh.
So all the families and newborns and pets we kill is all for nothing?
Yeah.
No.
This phrasing, I gotta be honest. It's a little disingenuous.
Yeah, Tahko the food killer, Elora the wife killer, and Vulwin
Yeah.
the newborn killer.
Oh no, we all have names.
Now, those murders may not be gaining us experience, but they are experiences for us all the same.
Oh yes,
That is
True.
true. Yeah.
that's very true.
Yeah.
So, do you guys have any ideas what you want to pursue next week? Because I do feel like
Well-
this week we're like, okay, we just tied up a couple of things in fairly neat bows, so what's next?
Yeah. I mean, if Danica really wants us to go where she wants to go, I'll go there.
We do have
Plus,
two
it's
options.
Zagrax. But
You get
Zagrax
the
is
impression
here.
Danica wants to do more research before she goes blindly off into the unknown, but she's offering to do it.
Right.
That's how it was.
Okay. So maybe we'll go back to Bryn Shander.
Yeah, maybe
Or we
once.
drop her off.
We can look at that for that Yeti sled. Finally.
That's been way past like 3
I
days
mean, we
at
could
this
do
point.
that.
But we
The
might
other
be able to
point-
on the way back.
We also just need to go and explore other towns. So
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
not been asked
to try to find
Shander.
more information about Arl. So we should probably do that. Like go to
Yeah.
Targos or something.
Yeah.
Targos, Tremely, and Vulwin. Yeah.
Given how close we are to Dugan's Hole, it sounds like that's the direction she was pointing in. Or was she pointing straight down, like, through Redwater?
Good question.
she,
She
like-
was pointing down past Redwater, but I mean, Dugan's Hole you could go via. It would be a bit easier to cross down there, because otherwise you'd be going across the lake.
No, don't
Okay,
do
then.
that. Don't
If
do
it was
that.
just a stop off in the next town, that'd be fine, but we should probably get them back to Bryn Shander. But after that,
Yeah.
I was thinking that if they have any skill with cartography, Danica that is, then we might be able to go to the different towns, ask where they saw that Red Dawn falling star, and then based on all their descriptions, triangulate where it actually fell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean
So-
that's another reasons to go around. One is to figure out something about Arl, and the other is to try to figure out this Red Dawn thing. So
Yeah.
either way, we just need to go around. I guess I don't know. We've already been to East Haven and Caer Dineval, so maybe we go the other direction.
Yeah,
Hmm.
check out everything on the.
Animal dicks.
I mean, if
Targo.
anything, we might want to ask while we're still here at Goodmead, but we'll probably
Oh,
have to come
sure,
back.
we can ask in Goodmate too, but
And maybe next week Zagrax will have something to say about whether he thinks it's a good idea to go towards where his home is.
Yeah,
So-
Yeah.
that's true.
we need a bit more information there, I guess. But
So it's a possibility we could go there, but it does seem like Bryn Shander would probably be the next direction.
yeah.
Yeah, some kind of guidance so I know what to prepare, rather than saying,
Yeah.
yeah, we could go to any of the 10 towns.
We could go
Good luck.
anywhere.
Running with that on the fly.
Is that
Well,
okay?
dude.
I don't know. To me, I'm pushing just to go to any town we haven't
Yeah,
gone to.
we're gonna go to
but-
the Sea of Moving Ice. How does that feel?
We're gonna go straight there.
Yeah.
There's stuff to do up there if you want to, so you totally can. It's probably not the
No, thank
safest
you.
place, but you can.
yeah.
We're gonna stumble right on the end boss.
Is that where it is?
Oh,
Yeah.
It really looks
wander-
like we just go randomly walking around and it's like we just find the end boss. It's like, oh, what?
Oops. Done that before in a game. That's
Yeah,
not
technically it's possible.
It's like when you play
Oh,
Fallout 1, you go west.
Zach votes go visit Targos too. Get help from Goodmead
Yeah.
and then visit Targos.
Yeah. Head
Yeah.
west of
Yeah.
west of Bryn Shander, because we haven't really checked anything out of that side yet. So
Yeah.
If
I
anyone
mean,
wants-
and Elora's told you she was from Tourmaline, so
Yep.
there's that.
if anybody wants to write down all the different plot points and avenues we can take, that'd be good for those that can't remember.
I mean, I write down what happened in each session.
Yeah.
Maybe the people that can't remember should make their own notes.
I have all of these hooks noted down. I know exactly what they are, but I ain't telling you.
Well, yeah.
We trust you'll remember. It's okay.
Please don't.
No, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about Mord. Mord's gonna remember you. I don't know about you, Icewind.
Well, even for those checking in, wondering what are they doing now? What are they talking about? Just having here's the things that they were talking about, and here's the things we know that our characters wouldn't forget. That sort of stuff,
Yeah. We actually had a question that was asked in chat too about did we ever hire people to guard Goodmead, and Zagrax did, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the way it was left, and I did talk to Zach after, is basically if he didn't go back and choose specifically who to hire, then the sheriff would pick a group and send them to Goodmead. They just haven't arrived yet.
And also maybe we don't see the gargoyles again. Tahko had to do a crit roll to even see them, so maybe we don't.
That was an
I mean,
encounter I've had in my mind for a while. Then you rolled that. I was like, yeah, okay, interesting.
This is
Yeah.
Not bad things.
Mord, was that in the book, or was this
Another.
I'm getting
Zach also said we should bring a shipment of mead to Bryn Shander.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a good idea too.
yeah, we should.
good idea.
That would certainly endear you, especially to a certain group of very pissed off dwarves by this point.
That's true. I mean, to be fair, they lost it, so
Yeah.
Yeah, we also didn't agree to go find their thing.
yeah, we said if
were
we had
very
time, we'll take a
non-committal
look.
about it.
Yeah.
We were like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we'll let people know on the way.
Also, Irilyssa can be like, so why are Duragar up on the surface?
Yeah, that's right. We didn't have a chance to talk about that.
Mm.
Yeah. That might make him forget about the ore.
Yeah.
There, I put some plot points into the notes.
Yay! Thank
Hey,
you.
Laura.
That's
Yay.
good for the viewers at home.
No,
Good
just
for Highwind to remember.
I mean, for
the
that
plot.
we really need Marshall back, because he did say he'd started writing the backfill stuff, but I haven't seen it yet, and I want to because his writing was good.
Yeah, it was great.
Here earlier, I thought.
Was he?
Yeah.
What's that?
Maybe briefly. I don't know.
Perhaps.
I thought I saw his name.
Also, Big Smirt's also back.
Anyway, I feel like this is probably a good time to wrap this
Yeah.
up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you everyone for watching. I do very much hope you have enjoyed this. If you have, hit that follow button so you get notifications when we're live again. We'll be back again next Sunday, I believe. Any
Yes.
reason not to?
No problems.
Cool.
I'm good.
And hopefully we'll have a absent Dragonborn here as well. The other one,
Yes.
Warbird.
Naughty, naughty.
Otherwise, we won't go towards his house.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
True.
So thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back again next Sunday. So bye everyone.
Bye.
Hi, everyone.